you're having a fantastic day. Hey Phil, I just unmuted you. I didn't want to hear that.
I was saying, hey, how's it going, Dirk?
It's alright, thanks, yeah. I love that like stage whisper. I was watching a D&D show yesterday where they were talking about like stage shouting, like kind of whisper. Well, no, it was whisper shouting, not stage shouting.
I'm over here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not actually shouting. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you guys getting on?
Dude, my god. So I was working yesterday, like a lot, and I came back home today at I was up till like 2 a.m. because I was with friends. Then I got up at like 6, got on a train, did all that, went home, then like made sure that my presentation for today for university is done, slept for another 2 hours, did that whole thing with like the presentation, and then I was just like, I need time to actually prepare for like an exam that I have literally on Monday. So yeah, I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna take this day off except for TOA. Right.
Yeah, good call. How did the presentation go?
It went alright. We need to get our our project done till the end of the semester, which is next week. But,
is it a group project?
Yeah, it is a group project. So it's just like,
oh man, how's that going?
Oh man, I know, dude. Just group projects are difficult sometimes. It's like if it was like something that I did on my own, I feel like I would just have been done, about 4 weeks after we got the whole thing to the assignment. And I was just like, it's been months now, so like, can we finally get this done?
Yeah.
I remember I think my last one at uni was a long time ago. I don't care to put a number to it. It was a long time ago. But yeah, the usual like group dynamic where I guess I was kind of in the middle. There were a couple of really, really smart people in the group who were kind of like carrying the rest of us. But I was trying. But there was this one guy who just like never showed up to the meetings. We had like meetings to decide. It was like a chemistry thing, so like to decide what experiment to do next, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And once when he wasn't there, we were all of the rest of the group were in a meeting, and we were like, where is Dave anyway? Someone pulled up his Facebook feed, and there were like photos from him like 4 a.m. the night before, like in a nightclub, clearly off his tits, and like drinking a shot of somebody's nipple. We were like, oh, so that's where Dave was last night. That's why he's not here today.
Oh my god.
It was a really nice guy, but he, it was that typical like group project dynamic.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you changed something, but I'm just gonna let you know now. Okay, never mind. I found it. I just remember like sitting and having the game open on my main screen and doing just stuff on my other one, and like all of a sudden I just lost all vision on the map. It's just like, oh. But I found the right bit. Hey Tim, how are you doing, dude? What is up? Sexy penguin. Well, thank you.
Bro. Yeah, group project are a no from me. And I'm kind of done with that. I'm over it.
Yeah, no, I think what makes it difficult is really just, no one having any pressure to do it, actually. Like, in reality.
Yeah. Yeah, if you were being paid for it, your boss would kick your ass. Like,
Yeah. Like,
you don't. Your deadline is like, I don't know.
Same man, it's pretty much the same. Like, I don't know, it depends what you're working in, I guess, but in every office job that I've had, like, every project's a group project, and it goes pretty much the same. There's a few people that really try and, like, push it forwards. There's a few that are, you know, drinking shots off nipples the night before in the club, so...
I mean, you obviously are in the second group, right?
Of course.
What is up, Josh?
Like Snow says, I prefer to just get stuff out of the way, like straight away.
Yeah. That's the key, man, to beating procrastination. I saw something like, if something will take you less than 5 minutes, just do it straight away. Otherwise, those little things just like stack up. I reckon there's a bit of wisdom to that.
I mean, it really seems like, I think the thing with that is like you just kind of, if you don't do these little things, then you end up in a situation where they are just on your mind, right?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I have so much to do that you get kind of paralyzed and you just do nothing. I've been there, at least. That's kind of how that worked for me.
I did that all the way through college, all the way through school, all the way through university. Then I got to my teaching qualification, and I went, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm actually going to just do the work and hand it in. And I was doing the work, handing it in, and then the teacher was going, you can get a better mark if you do this and this and this. And then I would go back and change it and then hand it in again. And they kept on giving me it back. And I ended up with like a seriously awesome mark in my teaching qualification, and I was like, damn, it's a shame that everything is scored off my degree, and my degree is awful.
So dumb. It's not like that in Austria, right, Snow? Like, I know in Germany it's not really like that. Like this weird thing that we do in the UK where every job needs a degree, and it doesn't matter if it's relevant at all. Like, I'm an accountant, I did chemistry, I had to have a degree though, a degree to get into what I did for a job in the end, even though it's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like there's like a minimum, qualification in terms of academics for a lot of things. So there are jobs like that, but I feel like it's just way less. Anyway, hey Estani, hey Jelly, how you doing?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just I don't know. I'm tired as shit, but what's new? What is up with you, Estani?
I just woke up and I'm tired.
Oh.
What else is new on a Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, I can say I've been watching a show. I just started watching it last night, which I could try to blame for me being tired now, but I just couldn't sleep. It's called Upload, and it's actually kind of good.
Cool.
It's an Amazon Prime original, so if you have Prime, you can watch it. But it's basically about the idea of, it's like a near future show where instead of dying, people upload their brains basically to simulated heavens, and then of course corporations have horribly monetized it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good. It's interesting. It's like there's a mystery around it and stuff too. So
Tim kind of spoke my mind there. It's just like, oh no, everyone is tired again. Oh no.
Fine.
Wasn't that like the case
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Because last week we were fine. It was the week before that was
the
a big
week
old
before
clusterfuck.
everybody was tired.
Yeah, it was a big old clusterfuck.
Raises the TPK risk quite a bit. Because, 2 weeks ago I was just sort of zonked out, staring blankly at my screen and just like clicking the buttons and like rolling damage.
That's all good,
you
man.
like telling us afterwards that you just like entirely zonked out and then looked at the screen where it was just like, wait, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
You'll be dead in about 2 rounds.
increases the DPK risk.
It's alright, I've got plenty of backup characters, don't worry about it.
I was
Yeah.
looking through the backup characters folder. I need to get on with killing you guys. There's so many backup characters ready to go.
Wait, who's Dirky Dirk? Is that
It's
you?
me. It's me.
You changed your name?
I did a name
Wait.
change. I did
When
a
did
name
that
change.
happen?
Early this afternoon. I was mulling it over for like 2 months. I really wanted to go with Dirky T Dirk because it sort of rhymes, I guess. It
Yeah.
sounds like musical to me, but
And it's also the meme of like Dirky T whatever, right?
yeah. But like
Now
I
it's-
couldn't figure out a way to make it work with like so it wouldn't look like a block of text. It doesn't matter. I went Dirky Dirk in the end.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
if you ever get like emotes, then they now would be Dirky D.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Does it ignore the underscore?
Yeah, it does.
I think that's close enough. Dirky Dirk.
Oh,
Dirky
it's
Dirk.
So many good names. Dirky D something. It's so good.
Dirky D Derp.
I think that would be just Dirky
Dirky
Dirk.
Dirk.
What about
Just like
What about-
everything would start with a
Lowercase
D,
D,
right?
lowercase D, capital E, Dirky Dirk.
Yeah.
Yep.
what about Donald Dirk?
Dirk.
Donald Dirk.
That would also be like a really good prefix for like Durnal.
Durnal. I guess Durnal Dirk is like Donald Duck, like drawn shitty MS Paint drawing.
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that's exactly
No
it.
question about it. If anyone argues otherwise, you're just wrong.
You're just wrong.
My goodness.
That sounds cool though, Danny. I love a good dystopia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not hugely removed from possible reality, which always makes for a good dystopia.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's like it's very near future. It's something that could potentially happen in our lifetimes, which is kind of interesting. And it's mostly a comedy, but it's got those dystopian elements and elements of mystery around like the main character's death. And I don't want to spoil any more than that. But it's pretty good.
A
I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be
dystopian
garbage.
comedy.
Yeah.
I did not expect
very-
that.
It's very 2020. I mean, that's kind of the 2020 mood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Pre-
like
pre-apocalypse.
everything's shit, so let's just laugh about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in danger.
Hey, Divine. What is up with you?
I think those are the two memes of our times: the Ralph Wiggum "I'm in danger" and the I don't know what it's from, but like this like dog sitting in a burning room being like, "This is
This is
fine."
This is
Fine.
fine, yeah.
Everything's fine. What? It's fine.
Yeah, it's
Is it me?
Oh.
Or did you just get even sexier?
well. Thank you for reminding me to mute my alerts, Divine. And also thank you so much for that sub. Oh, yeah. I was going to like work on alerts for like specifically for Tomb, and I was just like, I don't have the time. Just gonna whack the default ones on there. And yeah, it's good.
It's apparently from a webcomic called Gun Show
Gun
by Casey
show.
Green. Gun Show, yeah.
Cool. Look that up.
That's what I've been calling myself lately because it's nice and sunny outside. And
Sun's out, guns out.
the best top on. Sun's out, guns out.
Hey,
you-
you'd
You're
fit
inviting
right
people to
in
buy tickets.
with my brother from Shadowrun, because that's his Shadowrun name. I'm pretty sure. Gun Show.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
I mean,
Good
he didn't
episode,
pick it.
Weston.
all the thirsty girls were flirting with him and picked it for him. Like, oh, well, you're clearly gun. They start calling him Gun Show, and just stuck, and it was real funny. My character's called Queen Bee, which is also great because I'm a rigger.
Oh, that's good. Hey, Blur! 3 months. My goodness, 3 months. You're starting to hatch now, aren't you? That's awesome.
You're starting to hatch. That's great. I love that you can say that about your subs.
Yeah. Also, like, Astani, I still fucking love those badges. They're amazing.
Yeah, they're
Yay.
amazing.
They're very
I
cool.
also am really happy
Also, I'm
when
like
it came out.
trying to decipher and like decide how to pronounce that follow name. Hold on. Fati Shiro Draconiano. Oh jeez.
Close. That's better than I would have done.
I would say just call them Draco.
Yeah.
I've
I'm
only
kind
seen
of
the start of
tempted
that
to
word
just
in the
ask
background
if I may call them Nyan.
Sounds like a type of pasta that's popular with dragons.
But what is up? Dude, I'm just gonna say Draco because I can't. If you have like another easier name for me to use, let me know. But thank you so much.
Oh, I know what the name means.
What does it
What does
mean?
it mean?
Dragon sorceress.
Dragon
Nice.
what? Sorry.
Dragon sorceress. I had to say it in an edgy
Oh.
voice. Sorry.
Oh, that's
I knew
cool.
that. I knew the last part was about dragons. That's all I knew.
I know the starting part is about it's a Deftones song because
Oh.
Deftones like weird words.
Wow. Weird trivia with Phil. That's cool.
I just have weird information from all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, my brother kind of learned English through metal songs, which was very
Yeah.
interesting to me. Yeah, exactly.
So it's soul and burn all the time.
Yeah, but like he also just knows really weird words like that are not common with like non-native speakers, like I don't know, conflagration. It's just like, where do you know that from?
My plan at the moment is to learn German through adventure games like point and clicks. One day,
Yes.
Ooh, are you doing?
I reckon you've got to have like a basic level before you get it, before you
Yeah.
start that. Otherwise, you'll have no idea
Are
what
you
you're doing.
going with the? Oh my god, I forgot the name. Daedalic games.
Yes, probably. Yeah. Because I've played some of them in English. I know they're amazing, and I haven't played the Deponia series, so that would be a good one to do. Yeah, I played
don't know,
the Edna and Harvey games. They were amazing and hilarious.
They were really good.
Yeah.
I finished
played
Pokemon
those
Red in
yesterday.
Japanese.
I highly recommend them, Jelly, if you've not played
Yeah.
them.
They're sitting in my my Steam library. I've still not done them yet.
It's so funny. So funny. The voice acting as well is just absolutely brilliant. Particularly, I can't remember. I guess it's Harvey. I think is the bunny rabbit's name. I can still hear in my mind exactly how it goes. You would do a great impression of it. I reckon, Phil. I reckon you could do it.
The
But
bunny rabbit, what?
Yeah,
Let's
he's
have
like
a go.
Edna.
What's he from? Harvey the bunny rabbit. I'm just gonna Google.
Yeah, Harvey from Edna and Harvey. That's great.
Yeah.
It's actually a 1950s comedy fantasy, and it's an hour and 46 minutes long. Wrong. Duh. Harvey the bunny from
My bad.
Edna and Harvey.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry,
Wasn't there
carry
like
on.
I think there was a character in Deponia specifically that had like the same voice actor as Snake from Metal Gear Solid, and then they were like pretty much just wanted him to do that voice, but they didn't tell him, and they were just like directing him more and more toward that voice.
That's silly.
Yeah.
Speaking about learning languages from other games, I was really disappointed because there was a game in the itch.io bundle about learning language
Ooh,
in
is that what is
like
the name of it?
Linktopia or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And it sounded really promising, and I feel like the concept of it's really solid, but man, the game is so fucking boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually tried and like I think I did Japanese for a little bit and just like, oh god. If
I
it
did
was more
German.
engaging. If it was more
Yeah.
engaging, right?
The walk speed needs to be way faster, like you can control that. The world needs to be prettier. There needs to be music. The footsteps need to be like not awful. Like I love the concept of exploring a space and like asking your friend, hey, what's that? And then she tells you the word in that language. And then engaging with people and trying to answer their questions when they ask you it in a language you have no idea what they're saying. I think that's such a good concept. And so I hope that they take that concept and build on it and make a better game. But what exists in the bundle right now is not interesting.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I
Well,
think what's quite interesting in like language and stuff is to look at words that your dialect uses from other languages and look into the language that. So, like for example, I'm from Newcastle, which is in the northeast of England. We were invaded by Vikings, so a lot of like the words I use, like we call children bairns, and that is literal. Like I think the Swedish for child. So, yeah.
well,
So
you
it's
know,
quite
since we're
interesting,
speaking
I
about
think.
interesting things, you know, would you like to do the thing, Derek?
Let me roll that magical D4.
All right, let's play
Phil.
some D&D.
Phil, would you care to do the honors, sir?
Last time on Tomb of Annihilation.
Investigated Aegean's shrine, solving a magical puzzle floor laden with deadly traps, surpassing a maze, and finally locating Aegean's puzzle cube, the third cube in their possession. Deciding then to venture eastwards, the group approached a fallen tree bridge that totally looked like a tree up close and not like a stone bridge at all, and began to cross the flooded river. However, as they did so, an ambush was sprung. Poison-smeared arrows were fired from the top of a nearby tree, narrowly missing Ava. Once the element of surprise was lost, their tabaxi attacker was quickly subdued, and, introducing himself as Bag of Nails, he offered the group an apology and some conciliatory stew to make up for his rude welcome. The group warily accepted and followed Bag of Nails back to his shabby den, watching him very, very carefully as he prepared said stew. Most of the group found the situation altogether too suspicious and refused to eat the stew, but Gramey gulped it straight down, as did Bag of Nails himself, muttering something about being a hunter to the end and hoping to see his son again soon. A moment later, Bag of Nails lay dead, and Gramey was vomiting up the foul, poisoned brew. The following day, the group entered the grounds of Unk's shrine and were welcomed by several ghasts that had been cooped up inside, hungry for the flesh of the living. An all too familiar story. So we got a bit of housekeeping first. We'll do the character recaps in a moment, but I realized I think we got a bit mixed up with the timing of XP and stuff at the end of last session because you all leveled, and you leveled from XP that you got from Bag of Nails and a couple of other things that day, and then you took a long rest. So we can do the leveling now if you guys want, if you have in mind what you're gonna do. I think Helby, we did yours.
Yeah, we did mine.
You're already at level 7.
I mean,
But yeah, if the rest of you guys want to level.
who do
If
you
you wanna
think we
level me
are?
up,
Like,
I'm not gonna
I don't
complain.
want to level at all, you know, just
Sure, yeah.
never.
All right, let me pull up my cleric.
Yeah. That's German for yes.
Oh my god.
Thanks.
You're so worldly, Phil.
All right.
Okay. Where's my freaking hit die?
So
D8.
I guess maybe let's like talk through what new stuff you get. We can maybe start with Helby, as yours is kind of already done. So you're still sticking with Ranger, no multi-classing.
Nope.
For the viewers, we're doing revised Ranger for that, which has its own special subclass stuff. So what did you get, Jelly? What new stuff did you get?
I just got a new spell, I think. The Pass Without Trace one.
Yeah.
That I just accidentally put into chat. Why is
Yeah.
it when I want it to go into chat, it won't do it, but when I don't want it to, it appears.
I have exactly the same confusion. I don't know how that works with player character sheets. You also got Beast's Defense.
Yes.
So while Vossi, your Velociraptor companion, can see you, she has advantage on all saving throws, which is going to be pretty bananas, TBH. Has anyone else finished leveling?
I'm basically done. I don't get much.
So what did you get?
I get 7 more HP
Nice.
and I get access to 4th level spells.
Okay.
That's it.
What did you take?
I don't take spells. I'm a cleric.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I can
Did you
tell you my
prefer some?
domain spells though. Control water and ice storm. I think I also get stone access to stone shape or
Okay.
shape stone or whatever. I'll need to look at more of the spells though.
Okie doke. Cool, cool.
Oh, I did get more hit points too.
Yep. You'll need them. Sunshine. Coolio, how about Grimy Eldrick?
Well, so
I
I rolled
get
maximum for
I get an
HP.
Eldritch Invocation, and I think I get a 4th level spell slot. 4th level spell. I just don't know how to troll the party. No, I don't know
God.
how. I don't know what Eldritch Invocation to take to troll the party. Is what I'm trying to say. So
Oh, damn, Grimy rolled an
Ooh.
8 on a d8.
Yeah, I got my maximum HP, like that I could.
Sweet.
I got evasion.
Oh,
Let's
man.
start with the smaller stuff. My sneak attack has increased by 1d6 to 4d6, I think now.
Oh my god.
And also, I now have evasion, which means if there is a dex save, then I take half damage. And then if I succeed, then I take none.
I love evasion. It's like one of my favorite abilities.
I mean,
It's glorious.
monks do get access to it, I know.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
You think
It's
one of
just,
the
yeah.
charisma classes would get social evasion and just be able to like disengage from conversations in game?
Without getting social attacks of opportunity.
Yeah,
My
the
goodness.
introvert spec of rogue.
It
I
would
feel
be
like that's the
really,
thing as well.
it would be really
Social attack of
interesting to
opportunity.
get like an actual like system for social stuff in D&D itself.
Hmm.
Also, I just decided to use Character Mancer and it's slow.
It's because I'm in it as well. So now it's like, what do I
Only
do?
one user allowed. Yeah. All right. Well, how do you guys need some more time, or do you want to finish that off later, or I don't mind.
No,
I just
I'm
need
good.
like one more minute to finish going through spells and pick a new spell to memorize.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
And
I
then
also
I'll be
need to
good.
just go through everything. Tell me just like your HP total in Discord. I'll just adjust it while we're playing.
I'm really tempted to take. I got a spell, and it's a level 4, and there's one I really want to take, but I don't think I can deal with the consequences if it backfires. So
You know, I'm just gonna pick up banishment because if banishing things is pretty great.
Yeah.
That's gonna be what I have memorized.
Okay.
But yeah, I get an Eldritch Invocation. I'm just going to take Armor of Shadows because I can't really think of what else I want, short of like Eldritch blasting people 10 foot backwards or pulling them 10 foot towards me and stuff like that. That's not really what I want. But I think going Pact of the Blade is quite good because there's a lot in there. I've gone Pact of the Tome though. Goddamn. It's good though. It's good. Trust me.
I like how you make your characters with like an aesthetic, not necessarily the most like mechanically awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Because I guess that tends to be like the same, like Hexblade Warlock is always, I guess, one of the most powerful. I was
Yeah.
going to say though, like knocking stuff back with every Eldritch Blast could be hilarious. With you and Ava just like walking through a dungeon, just like shooting things back against the walls.
I was tempted. I can't just go back and I can change it.
I mean, you can
Tempted.
change it
It's
every level
totally
too.
up to
I'm
you.
pretty sure.
Yeah. But I might not survive.
So I was thinking, let's do character recaps as like there's a battle happening in this shrine already. In fact, you've already slain one of these ghasts, and maybe we have just like a time freeze for a moment. there's a lich nearby. There's a time freeze, and like the camera just kind of spins around the room a bit, and like just sees you frozen for a moment, like doing something in the battle. Like we see like an action shot of each of you in turn. So maybe let's start with Helby.
Okay. Helby Neat Gable, Beastmaster Ranger, Forest Gnome, and has a pet Velociraptor.
Okay. Next up, Grammy.
Right, Grammy, a red skinned tiefling who is currently just looking to rush forward with a blade in her hand.
Eldrick.
Hello, I am Aldrich Moore. Yes. I'm actually.
Man of mystery.
Yeah, I'm a. I'm an ASMR warlock, but he doesn't know that he's an ASMR or a warlock.
Sweet. And Ava.
Ava, half orc tempest cleric. We see her standing at the entrance beside Aldrig, in the wake of some spellcasting that's helped murder some of these guests. And she's gonna cast more spells until someone goes down, and then she'll rush in.
Awesome. Okay, let's kick off. So, Grammy, your turn.
Right. Grammy will rush forward, as I said, to right here. And I need to find my character sheet in the chaos that is my desktop right now. Okay. And she shall, well, stab aghast.
Stabbergasted.
I was just going to say that.
Okie dokie. That is sufficient, easily, Grammy. So down it goes, with a thunk of wet, rancid flesh hitting the ground. I think it even splats a little bit, like its flesh is so half rotten and soft.
All right. Like we see just this slight smile on her lips, like, well, finally, finally I do something. And that is my turn.
All right. The final remaining ghast will attempt to eat Helby. So it's one of those things where I see the damage is higher on one of those than as an effect on the other one. I'm gonna go with this. 16.
Yep, that hits.
16 hits for 12 damage. And you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Okay, Helby, you are paralyzed. So we see Helby like get clawed by this thing across the collarbone. Its sickly claws like coated with some rancid grime, and that gets like below the surface of your skin. And we watch as like tension spreads immediately throughout your body, and then stiff as a plank, you freeze up. Let me just check what paralyzed does. I'm unbelievably bad at remembering what the conditions do in D&D. So, paralyzed creature is incapacitated, can't move or speak, automatically fails strength and dex saves, attack rolls against you have advantage, and any attack that hits you is a crit if it's within 5 feet of attacking you.
Okay.
But luckily, it has no more attacks to make. Aldred, your turn.
Eldritch Blast? Question mark?
No way.
Yeah, man. Just trying out something new. You know what I mean?
23 easily hits by yeah, you could have rolled 10 less than that and still hit. 7 force damage, okay.
It isn't bad. My charisma modifier.
Why? You've changed that.
I thought you
I
changed
know.
it last time, yeah.
I think it might just be because I just leveled up.
Yeah.
+4.
Is
I'll
there
just
an
roll it again
ability
and then I'll-
needed for that that you have?
Yes.
I guess the
it's-
character thinks that you don't have it.
It's
mean-
agonizing blast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you do. That's so strange. Okay, well just we'll add it now.
just
So
gonna-
another 4, is it?
Yeah.
The second one hits as well. So I'm taking off the 4 for the first one, and then is that 10 this time then? And yeah, you can if you tweak your macro.
Yeah, I'm just gonna trigger now. I think it might have just reset because we just leveled up. So.
Yeah.
Ka. Boop. Go. So. Yeah, that's my turn.
Ava.
All right. Let's move the sword to the right one with my bonus action and take a swipe at that guest.
Yeah.
Well. That's a crit.
That's a crit. Mm.
It's very important that I rotate this. Not resize, rotate. Where's the very, very important. Okay. Cool. Okay, crit misses actually. No, that kills.
14. Okay. All right.
So these things, I guess East Side crew, like the first time you encountered some of these things, it was like a, well, deadly encounter. But you guys make short work of these boys.
Well,
What now?
Grammy will just kneel in front of Helby and just, well, inspect the effect of the poison on her. It's just for flavor.
Yep. Okay. So I think I think you can like help. You can RP help because it's an effect that will like go away quite quickly. So how would that look, Snow?
Ooh, good question. Oh my god. All right. Well, okay. So I think what it is I will like just hold her and just inspect her and then pull out a little mortar and throw in a few of the cinderberries and well create a paste for her to ingest.
Cool. Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Helby, you feel the life returning to your muscles. You feel untensing. I guess it's like some painful kind of lactic acid coursing through your body, but you're maybe relieved to get control of yourself again.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Grammy. Oh God, that hurts.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me just look at the wound real quick.
Thank you.
Yeah. And after a short while, well, seems to be healing quite all right. But here, and I bandage it.
I feel a lot better now. Thank you.
All right.
Let me reread the box text for you guys for this room. A statue of a statue, Brits be like, statue, statue of a giant snail looms before you. In place of antennae, it has 5 pseudopods ending in rocky clubs. Along the walls, 6 iron keys hang in small niches above stone plinths. Behind a statue, a carved pedestal in a wide alcove has a keyhole set in its base.
And there were a bunch of keys outside, correct?
Yes, there was a ruined workshop with hundreds of iron keys.
And
here.
also, Helby read a thing, something about being cautious before acting or something.
Yes, it said, I'll put it in chat again, it said, Unk urges us to contrast all options before acting.
Can you ping where the keyhole is? Okay. I guess I'll stride in and like examine it.
Okay.
Can I make like some kind of perception check or investigation check, or I'm just mostly trying to get an idea of like what shape it is. Is there anything weird about it? That sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, make a either perception or investigation. So, excellent roll. So it's kind of a normal sized keyhole. You know, I guess these are kind of keys made by an ancient civilization. They maybe don't look like your standard Yale, but they're more. It's more a normal size in the pedestal, whereas the ones on the walls are much larger. They're totally the wrong size to fit in here. They also appear to be incomplete, each of them. Like there's like strange, they sort of in their pattern on the ones on the wall, they only have like one part of the shaft of the key is covered with whatever you call those things.
Like the different teeth or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. The teeth. Yeah.
So I think y'all see me like crouching down to like examine that keyhole, and then I like stand and I stare at the wall for a minute, and I start off with, "There's no way those keys are gonna fit in that keyhole. Look, they're not even complete. Strange."
Would you like me to attempt, well, opening it without a key?
When I looked at it, did I notice any like thing that would open? Like, does it look like the key's turnable even? You can say like it's not something that I could tell.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to find the.
Beal. That means play in German.
It does. Sorry, what's the question? Does it look like it turns?
Like, is it does it seem like it's a mechanical lock? Or I mean, my next step is going to be like, if it doesn't seem like there's mechanical components at all, then I'm going to throw on some detect magic and see if I think it's a magical lock.
Oh, I see. So yeah, if you look in the keyhole, it seems to have some parts inside the gates. They're called. Thank you, lockpicking lawyer. Yeah, so there's for things that would catch teeth of the right key. There's some mechanism inside for that.
Okay. You can certainly try, Grammy. I just wonder if there's also a magical component to this solution, as there's been one for most of them. If you want to give it a try, I'm going to do my ritual to detect magic.
Well, I suppose it's safer if you do that ritual first, isn't it?
It certainly would be. And I start the ritual.
Okay. Anything anybody wants to do in the next 10 minutes?
Nope.
Well, so I have this bow now. I pull off my bag the long bow from Bag of Nails. I have like 10 minutes to, show me how to actually use it.
Sure. Let's go outside though, because I think we'll get in the way in here.
Alright.
Does anybody want a suit of studded leather armor? It is too hot in this armor. And I just like take off my studded leather armor. It's just over my robes.
Okay. You're taking the armor off, okay?
Yeah.
So you're on your character sheet. I think you can click to unequip it.
I've changed it. A
Oh, nice
change
one.
has occurred. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Interesting.
I don't particularly want to wear your armor, no.
I think it might be a bit big for me.
I just throw it on the ground.
Are you
Literally
sure?
just come outside and just throw it on the ground here and go back
Yeah,
in.
are you sure you don't want to keep it?
It's too hot, and I don't want to carry it.
Alright. So, well, right. And I will listen to whatever Helby says. Or tells me to do.
Okay, so you gotta hold your bow like this in one hand. And then take an arrow. I'll pass you an arrow. Because I'm assuming you don't have any. Or did you pick some up?
No, I don't.
Not from Bag of Nails, no.
Okay.
They're
So
like
I'll hand you one of the non-poisoned ones. Okay, now look down the arrow. Pull it back gently. Aim at that bush just in front of us. And then just let go.
Okay. I think I will just for fun roll light crossbow, just because I don't have the bow set up. Jesus Christ.
Dang!
See, it's that easy! You're a natural!
Is Grammy, are you proficient in longbow?
No. No, I'm not. I'm proficient in short bow. I'm not proficient in long bow.
So I think Helby, this is clear. Like you've honed your skills over, well, decades potentially. And Grammy is used to different types of weapons. She's clearly very dexterous and like picks it up quickly. And I suppose maybe if you've either potentially seen or trained others in firing bows in the past. So you've seen novices, and Grammy is exceptional for somebody that's not really handled a longbow much before.
Okay.
So after you say you're a natural, and I think Grammy just like jumps up and then kind of just kneels down in front of you and just like gives you a big hug.
Aww.
Ah, that was well, that was fun. I think I see why you use bows now.
Yeah, they're good fun. Apart from the death bit, but yeah, it's good fun.
It's always fun until someone loses an eye.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess so. Until Ava is done, I'll just maybe try another one, or however long it takes.
So there's some archery training going on outside. Eldrig is taking his armor off. And then by the end of your ritual, Ava, you detect some some abjuration magic on the pedestal. You know, by the way, that because I think you've detected a few of these types of things before. Glyphs, protective glyphs, when placed on doors or things that people want to keep safe, are usually abjuration magic. The they can have multiple effects though, so they don't just have like abjuration spell effects. It's an abjuration spell to cast the glyph, but then the glyph might have various
Gotcha.
different effects.
Like it could explode us, or it could enchant us, like ensorcel us. Like it could do lots of things. I gotcha.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. I think I'll walk out here where archery practice is happening. I'll wait for like maybe Gramy's lining up a shot, and so I'm quiet because I don't want to interrupt her. And as soon as she looses wherever it, well, it's a non-moving target. Depends on what you're shooting at.
I mean, it would literally be an 8 because I'm not proficient. Whatever.
Yeah, so
All
there's
right,
a terrible twang of like a clumsily loosed arrow, and a bit of what's it called? Not reverb, brain. Come on, recoil, recoil. It like jerks in the wrong direction.
All right. So I wait a moment, and then I say, "Well, there's certainly protective wards on the pedestal, so be cautious. None of the key parts are magical, so, and they certainly wouldn't fit in the lock. So it's not what I was thinking of. Perhaps using those to assemble the correct key."
Right. You want me to just try?
Unless you have a better idea.
No, I don't.
Then I say make the attempt, but be cautious. We
Alright.
don't know if you will trigger those spells, and if you do, what will happen.
Just be ready to save my life again?
Always.
Alright. I guess
It's a
I'll-
regular occurrence.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I will attempt to use my thieves' tools on a lock.
Okay, go for it. You can tell as you approach, Grahamy, this is holy crap. I can't actually believe it. I'm going to tell you that the DC. I was just building up to tell you how unbelievably difficult this was. This is the lockpicking challenge of a lifetime. Grahamy, this is a master level lock. You succeed. The DC was 25. I shit you not. I'm putting this in chat. So I was sitting there being like smug DM, like, yeah, you can pick the lock, sure, yes. Get ready to make your dexterity saving throws, everybody. But holy shit. So, Snow, please, this is a career highlight for you as a lock picker. What do we see?
I mean, we see her just again, just crouch down and just start. We just hear the like, and then like just 5 seconds later, somehow I succeed, and we just see like more a face of shock on Gramy's face than anything else. Like, that never happened before.
So maybe as you're dexterously picking this lock, like you might even detect some of the parts of the mechanism which have enchantment on them, and like some additional parts that aren't needed for the mechanism. So you just like manage to avoid those parts that would trigger the magical trap. And yeah, you get the satisfying click, and the pedestal then grinds around on the spot, and as it turns, an ornate stone cube corkscrews up from a concealed hatch in the surface.
I got it.
Well done.
You did?
Yeah. And I will pick up a puzzle cube.
Now, as you do so, you notice there are some murals on this back wall. Again, it seems to be a feature of these things that next to the puzzle cube there tend to be these murals telling a story about the gods that these things seem to be dedicated to. It's in Old Emuan though.
Helpy?
I'm on my way.
Can you read those?
Yeah, sure.
Where is my thing? Oh. Oh. There, okay. All right. One moment, please. I found the thing. I need to make it no longer italics. That's very important. Formatting is important. Okay, so you might need to refresh, but you should be able to see an extra passage now added to your ancient Omuan text handout. Right at the bottom. Helby, do you mind doing the honors?
All the while. Oh, it just went away. What? Okay. All the while, Unk the flail snail lived deep under the earth. The noise of the other animals fighting made her slither up to the surface, and when day dawned over her shell, the light bonded Uptao and made his eyes water. Life returned to Omu, and the people built shrines to honor the animals who'd saved them.
So basically, the snail tricked him into crying and saved the day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Who is holding all the cubes so far?
I have all of them so far.
Okay, I will just hand the cube to you then.
Okay, I'll take it.
Helby, make a history check.
Oh lord.
Oh, okay, nice one. You maybe haven't had any caffeine today. You're not quite with it. So somebody added Unk's puzzle cube to their inventory.
Yep, I'm adding it now.
Cool. So your fourth puzzle cube.
Yep. We've got Kubazons, Shigambis, Iljins, and Unks. I think I put the cube with the other cubes in my pack, and I take a quick count, and then I look back at Grammy, Helpy, and Aldrich, and I say, didn't that red robe necromancer say that his fellows had acquired a cube?
I can't remember. Did he not also say that his fellows had traveled into the ruins? I really can't remember.
I remember he was waiting for them.
To
So-
come back?
Aldrich recalls that, Ava is correct, that he was saying they were looking around to find a way into the tomb, and they thought that the puzzle cubes, his scholarly deduction was that the puzzle cubes were necessary for that, and they had found one.
Maybe it is at the entrance. Maybe they tried to get in with just one.
Perhaps so. That means there is at least a fifth. And there's one more shrine that we're aware of, right? The one that's across the lava?
Yeah. I can take you back to the map if you're done here.
I think I'm done here, unless anyone else has anything they want to do.
Nope.
To the map! Onward!
Onwards!
Pat my armor on the head when I walk past it and say goodbye armor.
Okay. You are...
Out of character, I know
you
what's happening. In character, I feel like I'm not paying any attention. Aldrich's just weird.
I mean, you would have detected abjuration on him though, right?
Oh, true.
Yeah, I put that in the chat in the game.
Oh, I missed. Okay, so as a player, Phil, why are you taking the armor off?
I've taken Armor of Shadows as an Eldritch Invocation, which means I can cast Mage Armor at will.
Ah,
So it's
okay.
just on. It's just on all the time. It's better than studded leather.
Cool. All right. On all the time. I guess
Yeah.
it well, you need to cast it, right? But it'll be
Mage Armor at will without using material components.
I
Or spell
suppose
slot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for effective purposes, it's just on all the time. So
Yeah.
you can every hour you can cast it all day long.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's-
it lasts for 8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, cool. So all the time. All right. Excellent. So Eldrick doesn't mention this to anybody. He's just like he's kind of cool guy. You don't look at explosions kind of moment. Like I don't need armor, man. It's just slowing me down.
We had our long rest and then we get into combat and I'm just like, this is just, ugh, it's hot, it's sweaty. Goodbye armor, just on the floor.
So yeah, in answer to what you were asking earlier, Esteni, you did notice what looks to be a shrine, highlighted by the obelisks at the front over there. But there is the small matter of this gaping chasm with lava at the bottom between you and that.
Exactly. And here's the thing. The other thing that is occurring to Ava is that there's only one more shrine, and we've already gotten 4 puzzle cubes. Then the 5th puzzle cube must have been from that shrine.
So bear in mind that you only went about this far, I believe.
Oh, true. So there could be more shrines up here that we just didn't see.
Yeah, because you took a look north from there, but there were some like tall buildings. You could only see like a very narrow area down the walkway. You couldn't really see the buildings behind the tall buildings that were in front of you.
All right. So I guess I look down there and I say, well, do we have any ideas on how to cross the lava? If not, we should go back and explore more to the north. See if we can find more of these shrines. There may be more puzzle cubes to get.
Can we use Aldrich's disc floaty thingy?
I'm gonna do
It's
this.
like a it's like a 60-foot gap at least.
Okay.
So your Dum Dum DM Dirk didn't read properly the last time I let you do this to get across a gap. You probably shouldn't have been able to do that.
Correct.
So for sure, getting across the lava chasm, it won't work for that.
I was like, there's no way he's gonna let us do that again. That's not
Yeah,
how
you-
that spell works.
You benefited once from me only reading the first half of it.
Hold on. Let me look at my shape stone spell. See how much I can affect. 'Cause I could potentially build us a bridge.
Ooh.
Well, how deep was that spike pit, by the way? Because it says it can't cross
never
an
mind.
elevation change of 10 feet or more. So it might have been alright.
Like 30 feet or something. It was one of those that doesn't look that long on the map, but it was pretty big.
The spike pit, though, was it?
Yeah, because
So,
I
I mean,
did
it
like
could have been
3
hovering above the spikes. It could have classed the spikes as floor, just for like roleplay purposes. Like,
It doesn't matter. We don't need to
Yeah.
retcon it. It just worked that time.
yeah.
But you know the
So,
limitations of your own magic. It wouldn't work on this.
Yeah,
Stone shape only affects a 5-foot in any dimension, so it would take me like
Quite a
5
while.
days or something, because I can only cast it once a day, to just build this bridge. But it is a possibility if we have no other options. Just like 5 foot, just jut out more stone every day.
You know, stone shape works on lava.
Does it?
It's molten rock.
Let's see. I have to touch it.
Do you?
Do you have some oven gloves with you?
Well, I take it back. I take it back.
However, I can control water as well. That's one of my domain spells. So if we got down to here, which seems like a bad idea, I could just I can use a cube that's up to 100 feet on a side and just like try to douse the lava, but that seems dumb. And then how are we gonna get back up?
Well, you could if you
Bear
douse
in
the
mind also
lava.
what a river is flowing into it. It's constantly having a lot of water dumping into the lava.
Yeah,
you
well,
douse-
if I like take 100-foot thing of it and then just walk it and dump it in there like a bucket.
and
Yeah,
it'll
it's not gonna do
turn the
much.
lava. It'll turn the lava into obsidian, and then we can mine the obsidian with a diamond pickaxe, make another portal, and
There
we'll
we
just
go.
teleport to
Yes.
the island.
Yes, we will just exactly.
Solved. Can I fire a rope across?
How long are
I'm
our
busy
ropes?
shitposting in chat. Sorry. You probably could. Yes. How long are your ropes?
I've got. Oh, I don't know.
I think they're like
it just says
50
I've got
feet
one.
each, right? I
So,
Yeah, that sounds right.
do you want to approach the edge and kind of inspect the situation a little bit closer?
Yeah. If it's alright with everyone else.
Yeah, let's go check it out because we're gonna need to figure out how to cross that or how else to get the cube.
Okay. Yeah. So you come past Bag of Nails' final resting place and assess the situation for a moment. So the chasm here into the lava below is 200 feet deep. It's a long drop. You know, there's this kind of smoky steam cloud arising from it. Smells strongly of sulfur, and the gulf in width terms is at a minimum 60 feet. 60 feet is the narrowest gap.
Yeah,
I don't fancy our chances.
Be over there.
same. Honestly, we need some other way to cross, like flight or like help from a creature or something.
Well, how many puzzle cubes do we need?
We don't know. But
Do we
that
know
is
where we
clearly
need to take them?
no. So we can certainly investigate the rest of these ruins first and come back here when we're out of options.
Yeah. There might be something in the ruins which can help us get to the island.
Perhaps so. I certainly hope so, because
definitely looks
about the
dangerous.
abilities. I'm thinking about the abilities I have from my god, and let's just say control lava is not one of them.
How awesome would it be to be able to control lava, though? Anyway.
Well, shall we cross the river again and go further north? We know that that's where the shrine to the 9 gods, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We know it's in that direction somewhere. We know that if there's a shrine to 9 gods, then we probably need 9 puzzle cubes, I would assume. So we're at least almost halfway there. I shrug.
Hopefully we will find a monster that has just eaten them all and then we can just take them from it. I'll lead the way to the next one. This should be our last point of call, I think.
Yes, if we can't find it elsewhere, then we'll have to find a way to cross. Alright, so I guess the idea is we are going to cross back across the bridge and head further north and look for more of these temples or shrines or whatever.
Okay. So as you reach the bridge, there's this strange moment where it stops looking quite so much like a tree and it suddenly looks like a stone bridge crossing the river again. You head back over it. There's some like small bloodstains here and there on the east side of the bridge from where the battle took place. And you are unaccosted. It just is a matter of time taken. You head back past here on the left where you saw this remains of a camp where you found this letter by a fellow called Lord Brixton of the Yellow Company. You keep proceeding north with the, I suppose, fairly like pleasantly refreshing like mist, whatever it's called, misty rain. That's the weather of Chult today. You head past one of the shrines that you've previously cleared, and keep heading north. So I think once you get here, because this is now past the part where your vision was being blocked by some of these buildings before. From here, you can see, I suppose if you go just a little bit further.
What's that big 23 on the map? I'm joking. I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
God damn it! What are all those tokens on the GM? Do you know, like, I'm getting a little more comfortable with that, but when I first started, I was so scared of things like being shown on the GM layer that you shouldn't see. Because there's so many spoilers I'm looking at right now that you guys hopefully can't see. So let's see. You see an overturned wagon with a bunch of like flowers next to it, just over there. That might be worth investigating. You also, however, see a huge building that looks like an old cathedral. So it's not got the same style of architecture as the shrines. It looks much older, and it's much grander scale. It's a very opulent building, and you spy a couple of guards outside it with slightly red-hued cloaks.
Do you think they're friends of our friend the translator?
I would have to assume so.
Well, we made ourselves known as friendly. Maybe we should go and say hello to them and ask them what they're guarding.
I'm not sure I would call what we did friendly.
We let them go.
Eva, what do you think? Oh, never mind then. Helpy, what do you think?
If you're talking.
We could go
All
and
right.
try.
Maybe Ava is casting a ritual to find out if there are magical guards.
No, doesn't look like it. But...
I think she just popped into a bush quickly.
Well, I suppose we should at least introduce ourselves. See if they are the friends of that wizard, translator person.
Of course.
Right.
And I'll happily lead the way if you like. I like wave them down. I try and get their attention and stuff, and introduce myself and everything.
Hello
It's
there.
like tourist acting for directions. You've walked up to a military base. I guess I
Okay,
appear to be lost.
just give me a moment then. In that case.
Hello there. General
Hello.
Aldrich.
Okay, let me allow me to pull your tokens over. You guys can choose what order you're going to approach in. So Aldrich was at the front. Graemy, LB, Vossi, and Vossi's going to do the negotiating. She's going to be the.
Of course, she is the
Yeah.
spokesperson for us, so.
Who's the spokesperson?
Bossy.
Voss is going to
Ah.
charm these guys. So, Asteni, while you were away, the group decided to make an approach to the what appears to be guards wearing some like reddish cloaks outside this place.
Do they look similar to the red robes that we saw on the guy who ran away?
They're a similar hue, yes.
Okay.
I absolutely assume that these guys are in lieu with these people with that guy. So I'm just like, yeah, we made friends with him. Let's go and talk to these guys.
Yeah, for some reason the map is not loading for me. Like it's just blurry.
Oh, weird.
If you zoom out, there's something to do with the resolution of this one that you need to zoom, and it should load after that.
The music just went intense. Don't mess with me.
They've got their own theme song. Is it better, Grammy? Can you see everything okay?
I mean, it's slightly better, but is it pixelated in general, or is it just on
It's
my
not
end?
pixelated. It's just
Okay, I'm just
Zoom
gonna
right out,
reload.
and it tends to yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Cool.
Perfect. Okay. So, a couple of these boys, so they're like holding some kind of spear weapon, I think. Hold on, yeah, they're holding spears. There's a couple of like doors, one on either side of this place, and the guards kind of. I think they were like having like a very bored look on their face, you know, as these people must, I guess, so they stand there all day. And then as you approach, like the one on the right, looks like, oh, finally some action. That kind of look comes across his face. He's got like a kind of grin at the side of his mouth. The one on the other side like tenses a little bit and looks a little bit anxious. And you make your approach, Sheldrick.
I didn't actually think of what to say, so I was gonna be like, hello, we are adventurers. We are looking for the shrines of this city.
Adventurers, we have heard of your entrance to Omu. Not many make it this far, I've heard. Perilous it was for us as well.
Oh, we just walked up these stairs and came this way. There was no trouble.
He furrows his brow in frustration, considers explaining what he meant to you, and then like decides it's not worth the effort.
What are you guarding? Is this one of the temples?
Of course not. This is one of the main cathedrals that was built back in the days that this city worshipped Uptau, rather than those pitiful replacements that came after. Look, you'd better go inside. The boss told me you'd be coming, and, well, you're to have audience with her.
Who's your boss?
Zagmira.
Ooh,
You'll know her
dramatic.
when you see her. And I would advise you to stay on her good side. And the other guy, like the one that was looking more nervous, like relaxes a little bit of that and like makes kind of a scoff, like stifles a laugh.
I look at like
Which side
Ava.
is her good side?
It depends on your personal preferences, my friend.
It's
I look at
the left
Ava and
one
just
or
like-
the right one.
Do you think we should actually go in? It seems foolish.
It does seem foolish.
Would be to announce yourselves and then not pay the proper respects of speaking to our leader. She already knows of your presence, as I said.
I'm really, really tempted to say, "Oh, okay, then she will find us in the ruins," and just turn around and walk off.
She'll come to us.
I would totally expect that from Aldrich, if I'm honest.
I mean, I will say that and go to do that, just because I think it's funny. So you guys are all like, I'm just like, oh, okay, and then just like, bye. I'm like hobbling away with my little walking stick.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. I don't know that I moved to follow just yet, though. I'm debating because on the one hand we should talk to her, maybe, but on the other hand, I don't want her stealing all our cubes, which I feel like is gonna happen if we go talk to her.
If you say that in character, just
No, I'm not gonna say that
Okay.
out loud.
okay.
They do not need to know that we have cubes.
Okay.
So
But-
yeah, I think I just hesitate. I'm gonna follow someone else's lead, not Aldrich's, but somebody else's. I just
I'm like,
kinda
thank you
looked-
for the invitation.
I looked at Gravy and Helby, just kind of like, what should we do? I clearly look reluctant.
She may be nice. We could try and talk to her.
Alright. I kind of sigh and then just.
I don't mind going in to speak to her.
Alright. Alright. We'll talk to your leader. And I will step forward.
Wise choice.
I reluctantly follow. I hate it.
Aldrich.
I pet Vossi.
Alright.
Is Vossi gonna come in as well?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so I think one will like move to.
Can I wait before we go in? Like as we're like preparing to walk in, can I make an insight check on these guys just to see like is this a trap?
Yeah, sure. So, I'm trying to discern. I like to be quite careful with insight because it's not like a magical lie detector. Essentially, it's within the realms of what's reasonable to detect from somebody's tone of voice, their mannerisms.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
basically like, do they mean us harm? Is what I'm trying to glean from this.
I think with a 19 you get. I think Ava gets the discomfort that like several of the players have. Like they give a shady air. These guys, like an air of kind of cruel personalities, like barely restrained violence. They don't seem like nice people for sure. I think that's.
Yeah. As Helby and Grammy go to walk forward, I like literally grab you both, like the backs of your clothes, like the back of your neck hole or whatever, to stop you. And I say, this is not wise. This is a potential trap. I feel it in my bones.
You really think so?
Question is, if it is, do we want to deal with it now, or do we want to be hunted in this city?
Generally, I don't think walking straight into a trap is a good idea.
I kind of just like look at them. You know, from my experience with dealing with this kind of type, it's usually better to talk to them.
I don't agree. I clearly don't agree. Like, I don't say anything, but there's just like, you haven't convinced me. How about this? You can go inside. I'll wait out here. And if you don't come out, I will rain the wrath of Istishia down upon them.
I'll go in with Grammy.
Yeah. I will nod, and then we see her like pulling her backpack off, pulling out a mug. Here, just in
Number
case.
one doc.
Yes. Just in case something happens. All right.
I take the mug and I'm like, I hope nothing happens. I will give you an hour. I will send a sending if I don't hear from you.
Yes.
And if you're dead, if you're not dead, I will come extract you.
All right. I turn around and kind of straighten my back, and I will walk forward.
You've chosen your representatives. This way, then. This guy starts to lead the way. Is Vossi going to come with you as well, Helby?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the three of you
Good
head
girl,
in.
Vosti.
This guy like steps into the middle of the passageway and like is gripping his spear, and his hands are shaking a little bit. He's got a little bit of sweat on his brow, and he like makes a shaky smile to you, Ava and Aldrich, and is like, well, it's good that you're at least your friends have some guts.
I just kind of like cross my arms and shift my weight and stare him down.
You can tell that he shifts as you've seen many times, like just a kind of natural fear, but he's trying to act tough. So
I think Helby, you hear like in Infernal. Huh? You think how new do you think that guy is? So we hear just from the outside, and it would be like.
And he like starts and like looks over his shoulder and is like visibly shaking at this point. Like, he just heard you start speaking the language of the abyss. Not
Helby
the
would probably
abyss.
reply
Good grief.
in Infernal. Yes, I think he's very new. But would also sound very much like
I
Grammy
just imagine this being like just way higher.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Helby manages to make speaking Infernal sound cute.
Yeah. All right.
So as you come through, this is, as you noticed from outside, clearly was at some point a cathedral, like enormous and gorgeous construction. There are some huge statues, clearly statues to Ubtao, but it's been repurposed as like a military encampment. So there's like makeshift beds everywhere. There's some like very basic cooking facilities. And there's still some like little water features, so this guy like steps aside and he just kind of gives him a stern nod and then steps aside and lets you pass. And you make your way downtown, walking fast.
Oh, these look scary.
So as you get a closer look at the tokens, you see a couple of really shifty-looking, kind of very gaunt, shaved-headed figures, male and female, in like, well, fairly like small robes, but they're like hanging loose on their frame. They're all like very gaunt figures. And then up above, like on this little like balcony, you see the familiar face of good old Orvex, who's like kind of cowering a little bit In the background, he's like hanging in the dress folds. What's the word? Under the skirt? No, not under the skirts. What's the word when you're like hiding behind your mum? That's essentially what he appears to be doing. Over this side.
Let's just say in the shadow of
Yeah,
something.
there's a phrase. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You see this lady with like glowing eyes and like a higher collar hanging back, and then you see this lady, and it's her that moves to address you.
The phrase, by the way, is hiding behind her skirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. I can never remember phrases. It's ridiculous. There's a jumble of rough words in my head. Yeah, so she sees you approaching, and she has this incredibly ornate, like bright red robe. It's kind of like a slightly flared design, and then like fancy black leather boots just poking up from underneath that. And of course, as you approach, you notice first of all, before she speaks, one side of her face is quite young, gives the appearance of like an 18-year-old girl. The other side is horribly withered, looks like essentially 100-plus-year-old human, in the fact that it's like unnaturally old and looks like partly dead. So she like stands looking directly at you for a moment, and then just before she speaks, like she kind of turns her face a little bit to the side so that you're mostly seeing like the young side of her face. And she says to you, welcome, travelers. I heard from my friend Orvex that you are in town looking for some puzzle cubes. Is this correct?
I think Helby would nudge Gramey in the leg and just whisper, saying, I think we know which side's the good side now.
I'm so glad I'm not there. I'm so glad I'm not there.
That is correct. Tell me, with what name shall we address you?
I am Zagmira.
I need to write that down because I already forgot twice.
Zagmira, put it in the chat. We are adventurers, just like you. We hail from the land of Thay.
They're the good guys.
Tell me, what are your names?
My name is Helby Neatgable. Pleasure to meet you.
He pulls out a journal and writes your name down so she won't forget it later. Next session. She doesn't really, sorry. Do you give your name as well, Grammy?
Yeah, I just nod. Grammy. No, actually, I nod my head and I say, compassion.
Oh. Compassion. Something that the world could do with a little more of. As they say.
It's a fitting name for current times, I would say.
She chuckles in a very controlled manner and then like moves to the top of the stairs and says, so you seek these cubes, but do you know why?
I admit ignorance. In that I know they are vital, but I do not know in which way.
Perhaps I can be of use. We can help each other. I understand your trepidation, but I would really prefer it if you would think of me as a friend.
Wisdom save.
And ally?
Quite right. You see, I have the same purpose. We are here to gather the cubes. Not with much luck so far, but Orvex here has made some academic discoveries. The cubes appear to be the key to the tomb entrance to the north. Have you seen it?
I kind of just give her a blank stare. It's obvious I haven't.
It's quite all right, my dear. After all, sharing is a virtue, at least in Thay. What is our knowledge can be yours.
Sakamira, for some reason, I have the suspicion there is something you want from us in return.
The cubes, my dear, the cubes. You see, well, so far we've only managed to retrieve one. The shrines are quite deadly, as you may have noticed. Another party of ours is out scouring the shrines as we speak, but I believe that we need 9.
1 out of 9 is truly not a lot.
Quite so. Unfortunate. But there's safety in numbers. Don't you agree? After all, who knows what's inside that place? We can help one another. Disarm the traps. I'm not unfamiliar with the magical arts. And I think that this guy like fails to appreciate that he should not laugh at that. Like it's like a veiled sneaky joke that she wanted to make, but he like scoffs and like his like red painted dark red paint blood red painted lips like curls into a smile, and he like chuckles and look back, and she like for just an instant like her attempted friendly air like evaporates. She turns her face and like turns the more withered side of her face to him, and you can also see it at that point. She like shoots him an icy stare, and he like almost physically recoils, and then she kind of resumes her mannerisms and like turns the younger side of her face back to you with a like affected gentle smile.
May I, during this interaction, may I like roll for something to see if I heard of anything that can lead to this condition? Like if I know what the cause for it is.
Oof.
You know
Yes.
it very
Okay.
well,
This is going to be
Granny.
really hard, but you can make a roll. It's possible. So I think it could be either Arcana or History.
Well, they're both bad, so I'm not actually going to be able to do it.
Yeah. No idea. There's something obviously really odd happening, but I mean, it could be. I don't think you need to make mistaken conclusions. You've never seen this sort of thing before.
Forgive my interest, but as a practitioner of medicinal arts, I am somewhat curious what has led to. And I just kind of like gesture towards the right side
Point
Of-
at her face.
of my face to
What happened to your face?
So,
condition.
as you say this, the affected, like, forced smile drops, but just from the withered side of her face. Like, it kind of forms like a nasty, like, snarl for a moment. But on the younger side of her face, still, like, the smile kind of remains. And then she says, "Oh, well, there was, at some point, an attempt on my life. It wasn't successful, but a dark sorcerer tried to assassinate me. Might be a reasonable moment to make an insight check."
I was about to ask if she's lying her teeth out.
Absolutely. That is not at all true. and she's clearly like angry that you asked. It's like encountering somebody who's not used to meeting and talking with people with whom there isn't already a defined social structure. So in this place, you get the impression that none of these people would dare mention or look at that side of her face. Certainly would never ask, like, what's up with that? Like, she's like furious at the indiscretion, and yeah, that's clearly a lie. And
Alright.
it's just a lie to cover a sinister truth. I think with a 23, you picked that up as well.
Okay, I will just like step forward without looking at the guard on the steps. I just kind of like hoping he doesn't stop me, but trying to like conceal that. And
So both of them like look a little uncomfortable and like look to her to see how
Well
to
then.
react.
Sagmira, you want the cubes for our help, and you offer knowledge. It still seems fairly one-sided. After all, we are the ones risking our lives, disarming traps for you.
Was that an intentionally like covered
Pun.
dig pun? Because it's brilliant. Either way, it's a fortuitous. Yeah. So she like chuckles, and says, "Well, I think that's fair. I do have more to offer to make this a fair trade. Our knowledge extends beyond the tomb entrance. Also, you may have noticed this city centers around. Hold on, she's not centers. She says, "You may have noticed this city expands in concentric rings from the central palace. A nasty surprise lies in wait inside that place. Someone unpopular in these lands. I know a way in."
Now that is interesting.
Pleased to have your interest. Always find it helps smooth negotiations.
Why don't you go in there yourself then?
Ah, but I have, my dear. One of our number has infiltrated that place already. In more concrete terms, what I offer is this. Orvex has knowledge of the entrance to the tomb. And I can get a message using my small magical talents to our infiltrator inside the palace. You'll find it much easier entering through the secret entrance.
And in return, you wish for us to search cubes for you, to work for you, just as all those people around you are.
Yes, we want to enter this tomb, dangerous as it might be. We hear there are magical artifacts inside. Would be useful to a student of the arcane arts, such as Orvex there, and my superiors back home. I ask only that we pool resources, my dear. Our cubes combined with yours, and we might be able to find entrance. And I think at that moment, this lady steps forwards. And yeah, I guess like I was saying, like there's clearly like a social structure in this place where like this guy doesn't look like he's about to venture anything unless he's like spoken to, unless he's explicitly asked to speak. This lady at the back has a little more confidence in her step and like ventures to allow herself to speak, and says, "The snake man, he has claimed one of the cubes. Whether you want to go to see him or not for other reasons, even just finding the cubes, he must be dealt with."
Just to make sure I understood, Snake Man has one of the cubes.
Yes.
Okay. The Snake Man.
The snake man, she said.
Okay, cool.
As in Jake the
Which-
Snake Roberts, the wrestler.
Which might ring as odd in Grammy's ears as it does in yours, Snow. And she hasn't given her name yet. This character, also female, at the top of the stairs. This lady was the one that just spoke. Bit of a babe in kind of a Sith Lord kind of way.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hey, how's it going?
You should have come in, Aldrich.
Damn it! It's too late. I'm singing Leak Spin to Ava while I read my book.
Well, I suppose I will again step forward up the stairs. I suppose a deal requires at least a handshake.
Yeah, and as you go to move forwards, both the guard and this fellow here, like both like flinch and move uncomfortably and like look at Zagmira, and she just like with this tiniest, subtlest wave of her hand, like kind of indicates that it's okay. And yeah, she has like this kind of loose, flowing bright red robe, and still with this like forced smile on her lips, like holds out a hand to you. She like tries to keep her hand mostly within the sleeve of her robe. Of course, My pleasure.
Oh, I am so tempted. Oh, I am so tempted.
Shocking
Got
grasp.
it.
Psst, a bazinga! Like one of those handshake zap things.
No, I mean, I think if Helby wasn't here, I would actually do what I was thinking of, but ugh. Alright. Then, in
Don't let Helby
exchange,
stop you.
I mean, the thing is, like, I would totally do it, but I feel like it would just put Helby in way too much danger.
She's already in danger.
Remember, you're
My mouse
good.
is-
Remember, you're a good girl.
My mouse is hovering over the initiative button.
I am never the voice of reason in any of these scenarios, but remember, you're good.
Yeah.
Even if it is chaotic good.
Okay. Fine.
Maybe we should discuss things with Ava and Nordric first. Can we ask her if that's okay?
Convene as players if you'd like. We could take our break now and like as Grammy's about to shake this lady's hand, so we could kind of pause there and take our break.
Let's do that,
If that's cool
actually.
with everybody.
Because I feel... yeah, I would at least like to talk to you as players before we settle on anything.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Alright. I guess this break is going to be slightly longer than usual. Let's do 10. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So, you know, don't go anywhere. Grab yourself some tea or coffee or whatever you like. And, well, we'll talk to you in just a bit. Have an awesome break, everyone. Right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from the break. Hi.
Hi.
I feel like this is one of those occasions where we just jump right back in, don't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll pick up just where we left off. So there's a deal being offered. Just as a very brief recap, this lady Zagmira, she wants you to work with them, getting all the cubes together. She said she wants to enter this tomb and look for magical artifacts. She knows she needs all 9 cubes for that, but they've been having trouble like getting them out of the shrines. So she wants to like pool resources with the cubes. What she offered in return was to give you some information about where the tomb entrance is, and also she said she has one of their number has infiltrated the palace and knows a secret entrance to it. So I think
Do you
where we
think-
left, Graemy was just strolling up the stairs, and this lady was like holding out, her sleeve, from which her hand is not protruding. Her hand's like cloaked inside her sleeve, offering a handshake. And Graemy had some ideas about some potential different courses of action. What did you guys decide to do in the end?
I was going to say, if we tell her that we have the cubes, we'll be giving her too much
Phil,
information.
Phil,
Yeah,
Phil,
no.
let's just play it out. Let's just play it out. So, yeah, we'll walk right up to her and, put my hand forward. Like, just so we meet in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, she'll shake your hand. She doesn't. You have to put your hand into her enormous sleeves to do it, and like you can feel 2 textures of skin on her hand. One much younger and tauter, one like appallingly wrinkled and like, beyond old age. And she like grins a condescending grin. And she says, "Excellent.
I will
I'm so
hold on
glad
to
you
her
chose."
hand, by the way, just before you
Okay.
before you go on.
Yeah. So while she's shaking your hand, then she'll say, "I'm so glad you chose to listen to reason. One can't ever be too sure how much civilization one will find out in a place like this. Don't you agree?"
I agree. However, if you betray us, we will dump whatever we find up to this point into lava.
Such pluck. Perhaps misguided and
Perhaps
unwise.
one can only trust. And I give her like a fake smile.
Yeah. She her smile at this point, like her kind of plasticky forced smile, like turns a little bit into a snarl, and she's just like giving you a menacing look now. I think actually she'll try to like pull you closer and like whisper, like say something into your ear. Do you like try and pull away?
I think I will pull her even closer.
Okay, so she's going to like with the withered side of her face, she's gonna like put that side of her face next to your ear. I think she'll even like touch her withered flesh to the side of your face, and she'll say, "I'm not used to being threatened, girl. You are not in possession of everything you ought to know about this place and about me to make such threats."
Trust me, I am used to threatening people with great effect. You would be wise to remember that some of those threats do have merit.
We shall see. and she'll like try to pull away at that. Do you still?
Can I hold on to her just for a second longer?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to our cooperation, and I will let her go.
Yeah, okay, so she noticed, that moment when she tried to pull away and you held on and had the last word, and she looks like for a moment irritated at that. And then like the forced smile comes back. It's a real like gurning is the word, if anyone knows what that means. It's like a real is an unpleasant look. It looks like strained and yeah. And just for a moment, she'll look furious, and then this like smile will come back over her face, and she'll laugh like, "Excellent. Now, to seal our deal, I have one more request. Leave one of the cubes here with us as a safety deposit, so that we know that you mean to honor your agreement."
Okay, hold on. I need to read something.
Search tab A into tab B. Your knife's got tab A written on it, and her back just happens to have tab B written on it.
Orvex is sweating bullets this whole time, by the way.
Yeah.
Was that the translator, dude?
Yeah.
So here is a question, and I would know that in character, right? Could I use minor illusion
because I've got that too.
to create an object that I could then throw somewhere, essentially?
You create a sound or an image of an object. I think you can move it, can't you? If you create an image of an object, it must be no larger than 5-foot cube. Physical interaction with it reveals it to be an illusion, or am I thinking of major illusion?
Yeah, like I'm
I
not sure.
think anyway. I think I'm going to allow it anyway for this situation. So what are you going to do?
All right. My hand will disappear beneath my cloak, and I will. Well, I'll like look beneath my cloak and try to cast minor illusion so no one notices.
Yes, all right. Make a sleight of hand check. I was just having a look at that. So it's somatic. There's no verbal component, which is good news for you, because there may be people present that might notice arcane incantations, but you can try and.
Okay, I'm just going to ask, does anyone have inspiration? Because I don't trust this without.
Yes, I
Don't
do.
You should have inspiration, or did you already?
I
use
already
it?
used it. I already used it.
Use mine, use mine, use mine. Use
Okay.
mine.
Okay, just. I guess I'll use Helby then, okay?
Go for it.
So mark it off your sheet. Roll with advantage. Oh my god. Okay, so Grammy, in a room. I mean, obviously, in a room filled with people that know how to cast spells, and how that looks, and are like on edge. Like obviously to them as well. This is a tense interaction that could go any direction at any moment. You still manage to cast what you're casting secretly. So what are you going to do?
I need to look at one of the cubes. I think I will create an image of the bunny cube.
Okay.
And I'll pull it out, step back one step with pleasure, like a very unpleasant smile, and I will chuck it to my left into the water.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, her kind of half snarl, half grin just watches it like almost lazily, just watches it and then turns back to you with amusement, and is like, "So glad we could come to an arrangement. My contact on the inside of the palace, their name is Ishmakal. When you approach the palace, they will find you and show you the secret entrance."
Well, thank
Such
you
a
for the
pleasure chatting
you.
with you.
Thank you for such a pleasant conversation. I am looking forward to meeting you with you again. And I will again just now turn around, walk over to Helby, and start walking away.
Yeah, okay. Cool, alright. So I think she'll just at that moment also turn around and like, you know, feign being busy in something immediately, going back to something else that she was doing. And yeah, this guard will kind of motion that he's gonna lead you out. Come on then. All three of you.
I think I will just walk without even a breaking stride to let him lead us.
Yeah, right. Perfect, yeah, so he'll turn and gesture and you're already on your way. Cool, so just heading out, Helby?
Yep.
Lossie, okay.
I mean,
Alright, so yeah, move yourselves so that you won't be interrupted. They'll just like, you know, there'll just be this tense walk through, all eyes on you, like all of your footsteps echoing loudly through the chamber.
I think when
This
I
guy-
get here, I'll just like, because I'm still in that persona, I will probably just go in Infernal. Oh, hello there, new boy. Behind his back.
Yeah, and he'll like jump again, and then like the damage is done, but he'll try and like regain his tough. I think, you know, because he's knows that he's like shown himself to be a bit nervous, and he's angry about that. He like tries to cover that with violence a little bit, and like towards you, Helby, like darts forwards with his spear a little bit, like tries to taunt you.
Helby doesn't flinch. She just sticks her tongue out at him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And as I get to the others, I will literally just still straight back, just without saying anything, like dead face. I'll just like put my hand on Ava's shoulder and like push towards.
Can you reach?
Yes. Yes, I can. It just like pretty much just you know, hey, turn around, let's go. That
Yeah,
kind of
like
gesture.
I feel like your body language as you were walking out was enough of an indication to me that this went exactly as I expected, but not as badly as I thought it could. And like I will fall into step with you. Like let's get out of earshot with them, and then we can discuss what happened. But I had count. Like, okay, everyone's here. Fantastic. Let's GTFO.
all right, you head a little bit away. Maybe you go back up onto this walkway.
I think I will literally, when we are out of earshot and out of sight, she will just like sit down somewhere. So wherever that is.
Yep. Well, I mean, you guys tell me, where do you want to go to get out of earshot?
I think I will like more or less lead down this way.
Okay.
And then at some point just go like
I think you should continue walking. I think we should continue going this way. You seem very nervous, and Maybe we should go back to Bag O'Neill's camp where it is safe and all the lovely food that you ate earlier is probably still there.
Okay. Alright. I will, like, at that point just let whoever is nearest and willing, like, lead forward to wherever. Like, shaking. Literally shaking.
Yeah, I think I have my arm around you to like kind of help steady you as we walk.
Ah,
How was it?
good.
Gravy was amazing.
Oh,
Thank you.
Please
Right.
tell us exactly what happened.
They wish to enter a tomb that and the cubes are the key to that tomb. They also think they need 9. I have struck a deal with them, and I will just detail pretty much what happened, and then I may have chucked an illusory cube into the water so they never find it.
you say a dark sorcerer attacked her. I don't remember being a dark sorcerer.
Have you attacked her?
Scruff your hair. I scruff your hair, and I'm obviously joking, but I'm just winding you up. Because you're like, a dark sorcerer attacked her, and you know that it was obviously a lie, but
Yeah.
I feel like because you're shaken, I'm just gonna wind you up a little bit.
Right.
When
Well,
they discover the cube is not in the water, they will know that we have betrayed them. We do not have much time.
Do you think the snake man might get them first?
The snake man is very likely Razin C.
Oh.
right.
We did not come here for the artifact. Well, we came here for an artifact, but we also know that he is at the center of this mess.
Do we think
So do you...
he is
Go
in
ahead.
the palace?
Absolutely.
Can I say let's head over there and well, use this opportunity while we can?
Absolutely.
Do you think maybe the cubes, we don't need them?
We may not, but I certainly don't want them to have them.
Then maybe we should put them in the lava. It would stop anyone who is of ill.
We do not
Will.
have enough information. Perhaps we do need the cubes, perhaps we do not. If we dump them into the lava, we may doom this place forever.
Of course, of course. Then we should hold on to them for now, and when we have done what we came here to do, perhaps it would be best to dispose of them forever.
Well,
Perhaps.
Come on then.
alright. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll go to approach a palace then. Sounds like.
Head eastwards along here. I think as you get to around this point, you notice some of the telltale obelisks just here around this building. It appears to be another shrine, and then here is there's this circular compound, and there's an entrance to the inner part just here. So, which of those two places do you want to head to?
Let's not get distracted for now. We don't know how long we will have access to their assistance. So I say,
Then by
build
all
it
means,
house.
let's go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, if we think we need a secret entrance to get in there, we should do it now while we have the opportunity and they think that we're on their side. And
So-
we might all die. Hooray!
Woo! Nice.
Okay, so you go past the shrine and you head into this compound. Thousands of bats swirl above a great ruin. Behind a 15-foot high circular wall, you see crumbling arcades, vine-choked statues, empty plazas, and buildings overgrown with banyan roots. Streets that aren't flooded are choked with rubble. So this place looks mostly abandoned at first glance. And yeah, you can kind of move in. Is there any particular part that you want to investigate to begin with? Like, what direction would you guys be heading?
Middle?
Yeah, I
I was
would
gonna
say
say we go
middle.
straight for the center, yeah.
Like, I
Okay.
feel like we're not doing a ton of looking around. I am on high alert. Like, I am making because I know like the snake people, the Yanti and whatever, have been serving him. So I expect that there are going to be forces lurking around. So I'm trying to keep an eye out for any snake people like hiding or on guard or whatever as we pass.
Yeah, okay. So I think as you reach, I think the map must be. To me, this looks kind of like a garden. There's not something written for this central thing, but like a kind of park. Badly overgrown. At one point, it might have been like a cared-for garden, but now it's just like a more jungle, but inside some walls. And I think as you're getting there, you hear a whispering from the alleyway just over there. You hear a voice say, "Shh, hey, this way."
That must be our contact. What was his name again? I can get you in or something like that.
Ishmael.
Ishmael.
His name is
Ishmael.
Entrance Guy. Let me find
your
it
name
written
is?
somewhere. And I can...
I'm sure you said it was Ishmael, didn't you?
Yeah, Ishmael.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
just-
Yeah, I'm just gonna put.
I
it in
just
chat for you
remember
guys.
because like it was whatchamacallit kind of reminded me of that.
It made me think of Is My Call. So we're gonna be called by Ishmael.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. I mean, let's.
Is Ishmael just when Sean Connery plays a character called Michael, or when he's addressing someone called Michael? Ishmael. Ishmael.
You just sat there for the last 10 minutes thinking of that.
No, my
yeah,
brain just works in dad jokes. Sorry.
I mean,
So, you're sorry. Are you approaching or?
I think like if Ava lets me, then I will be the first to approach.
Yeah, I'll let you.
Okay, so Graeme, you see a figure like just poking their head out of this like fairly dark alleyway. It's got a narrow gap between these two buildings, and as you approach, you see a male, like fairly gaunt, slim figure, and he's just in like a black cloak, and he's got like the hood up over his head. But like as you get a bit closer, like you can notice that. While most of his features seem fairly human or humanoid, he has the vertical pupils of a snake, and like you just maybe see like the tip of a forked tongue, kind of flickering just on his lip.
I look him up and down. Fascinating. You are?
I am Ishmael. I was told to expect you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I kind of mirror the
Likewise.
unpleasant smile of Zagamira. Well then, lead the way.
Yes. Look, are you quite sure you want to do this? You understand this is not a place to take nice holiday.
I like how this is like when we're playing an RPG and it's like,
Yeah.
are you sure you want to do this? Save your game first. You won't be able
Yeah.
to come back from this point.
Are you sure you've got enough levels and you're stocked up?
Has he got anything to sell? Because I feel like this is the shop guy before the boss.
Yeah, I mean, just let's recall just our info, right? Are we good to actually go into the palace? Or do we still need everything? Anything?
If we can
What
get
else
in...
are we gonna get?
Yeah, I feel like, yeah.
I'm missing a spell slot. I'm at full HP. I've got all my wraths, my channel divinity, my relentless endurance. What are we gonna find that's gonna potentially help us? The only thing we could potentially, and we have to go here to get the final puzzle cube anyway. So it's not like we could get whatever artifact those guys are after and use it against him.
Yeah.
I feel like
I fe-
the puzzle cubes are a trap. I feel like they don't lead to anything.
I feel
Could
like
be.
the puzzle cubes are gonna relate to this final quest, and I feel like we're gonna have a conversation with Residency rather than a fight.
All right.
Possibly.
Then we choose
Or
option
possibly
one.
both.
Then we choose
Maybe we'll
option
get up to
one, which
phase
is
two.
which is yes, shut up, let's go. Right?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah, there's two
Yes, I'm
text
ready.
options on the screen. Yes, or I'll be back later. Which
Yeah,
one?
exactly.
Okay.
I need
Or
I
like-
need some time to prepare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there is one like there are still a few things I need to take care of first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go or ... edge.
So I think he smiles, a unsettling grin, snaky tongue fluttering in the light, in the half light in this alleyway. Just appears to be amused by that and like mutters to himself, but audibly is like, well, there seems to be one born every minute. And then like,
Can I make
kind
an
of-
insight check on that?
yeah, sure. With a 14, it's enough to determine he's meaning idiot. There's idiots. There's fools born every minute.
Okay. As long as he's not a sucker, it wasn't like a sucker, because then that would mean that he's about to betray us.
Right? No, yeah, no. You take it to mean like, because he said this place is freaking dangerous essentially, and you still want to go in. He doesn't think that's wise, but he'll like wave, then beckon you to follow him back actually southwards again. And I think on the way he's telling you, so to the north is the main entrance. This place, it used to be the royal palace of Omu back in the day when Omu was populated and there was a royal family here. Now just ruins and snake men. And well, luckily for you, I am enough of one of their kind to be willing to be accepted for entrance, but not smart even so to go to main entrance. We go to back secret entrance not many know of. This way leads you actually almost back right to the very entrance of the whole palace complex, down to over here. I'm not sure if there's any box text for this place. Ah, yes. Lifting aside the palm fronds, you uncover a narrow, rough-hewn passage descending into the earth. So he'll lift aside some palm fronds and like beckon for you to head down into the passage. I guess I need to find some new music because that's way too pleasant and not really unsettling enough, I think.
I asked him if he's coming with us.
Yeah, so he'll just say, Of course, you wouldn't get far without me. Like I said, they only accept our own kind inside.
May I, like, well, while we're
Okay.
doing this, I would like to disguise self as a snake person.
Are you one T?
You seem 1 foot shorter or taller. You can't change your body type. But yeah,
mean-
the same arrangement of limbs.
I did they have? I mean, the ones.
Yeah,
who-
no. So this guy just has, like I said, he's mostly humanoid. Just has like snaky eyes and snaky tongue. So that's like you can't become like an eagle
Yeah.
or something. I think.
Yeah.
Any person to do changes failed to hold up to physical inspection. You can add a hat. The first example. I give myself a feathered cap.
It's only for an hour though. That sucks.
Okay,
man.
so I get to make an investigation check if somebody is maybe thinking you're suspicious. Okay, cool. So you what type of yuan ti would you like to look like, Grammy? You need to have the same limbs, so you can't have snake arms.
I mean, I feel like it would just more or less be more like him, but like different hue, or the guy that we just met.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. Give me a moment to get this all set up. Make sure you appear at the right place and everything.
It's like a way too wide mouth, so when I open it, it just looks monstrous.
Oof. Nice.
Can I give the guy who is our guide 1 gold, and tell him that I really appreciate what he's doing for us, and that I hope he's got our back if things go south.
Sure. Make a persuasion check.
Oh well. Is 14 enough?
Okay, noted.
And I gave him 1 gold, 1 whole gold.
Okie dokie.
And I'll also add, I would do the same for you if the rules were reversed.
Oh gosh, this is very lackey.
Dirk casts darkness on the whole map.
Let's see.
There we go.
I had to scroll
Yo.
down to find us, but
Yeah, sorry, you're down there.
I ras and see.
stop.
I can't. Help me.
Okay, so as you're heading down this tunnel, his token's not particularly looking like he looks like, but that's the
I
type
mean,
of...
he looks like a sexy lady, so
Yeah. So he's in very hushed tones. He's saying to you, Saul, look, even though I have access to this place, you must understand, we mustn't raise suspicion. You are my slaves. If you're, and he looks like noticing that, Grammy, you've disguised yourself. If you can look like that, then I suppose they are our slaves. But slaves they must be. Non-Yuan Ti are not permitted inside.
I
Is
don't
it
think I
clear?
can disguise things. But
Right,
so I think I just nod. I don't do illusions.
I need a name.
Yes, you want to have a Yuan Ti name. It must be something that evokes the night, that has bite to it, a name with fangs. You can't just be like lotus flower, sea breeze. None of this works as Yuan Ti, you understand? It
Kridash?
must... What did you say, sorry?
Kridash?
Kridash. He like hisses, like flickers his tongue a little bit in approval, And it's like, yes, you are Kridash.
Which is, by the
And
way,
the rest of you, you understand you are our slaves.
Yes.
For how long?
up to an hour.
I put my hand on Ava's shoulder and say, until we get what we want.
I just want to know what to expect.
Probably you expect your death down here.
Well, perhaps you could give me a little more detail. What is the plan? Where are we going?
The plan, I think, my friend, is up to you, and I hope it is clear. If you are found, if you are discovered, Ishmael will not go down with you. You will find me joining my type. I may be the first to stick the sword in your back. So the plan, I think, is your responsibility.
We'll make sure to return the favor.
It's going to be a bit hard to negotiate a plan when I'm a slave. I look at Grammy.
Well,
Hell, we sing your praises. Do not let us down.
that is a lot of responsibility. Let's go.
I don't like this, but I don't have a choice. So, alright.
I might have a better token for this guy. Hold on one moment. Well,
I don't know if you've ever watched Dragon Ball Z, but he looks like Zarbon without green skin.
I have to
If you've
Google
not-
Zarbon.
Zarbon. He's got an excellent
Oh,
voice. He
you
talks
know,
like
I can
this.
see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yes. He's got that guy's voice, James from like before Pokemon.
So I look at Ishmael and I say, how do slaves behave? I assume we do not speak.
do not speak. If you speak, you will be struck. You are meat. You are vessels for blood. You have no rights down here. You understand? You do as anyone with snake tongue, snake eyes, snake arms, or snake body tell you to do. You do not question.
Flashbacks to Snakeums.
Yeah.
Lead us to a
But do not
place.
call him Snakeums. He, will... he doesn't like it.
Lead us to a place away from prying eyes then.
I understand.
Instead of us being slaves, can I do my pass without trace on us three, us four, including Bossy?
Like mechanically, you can. What does Helby say if you're suggesting this plan?
She kind of stick up her hand and go, can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
For the
Instead,
moment, you can.
instead of us acting like slaves and potentially getting caught, can we just hide ourselves? Disguise ourselves? I have something that can hide us.
Takes a moment, regards you with his snaky eyes, and
Yeah, I think I turn
says-
back to him while he's thinking and I say, she has a point. Is stealth an option? Rather than hiding in plain sight, are there shadows, things we could avoid line of sight? Follow you?
Well, there is a river to the east. Another way to access the palace from there. Quite dangerous, but I suppose no less dangerous than the other way. And I say once more, if you are discovered, my blade may be the first in your back. But you may try. They are your lives.
Dangerous in what manner? We know the
Oh.
dangers presented as slaves, but what are these other dangers? Aside from discovery.
To the east lies a river. You must make your way through the river to get to the back entrance. But this river, it is not empty. It has the master's pet.
What is it?
It is monstrosity. It is endless body of hunger for Yuan-Ti flesh, for human flesh, for orc flesh. It is beast, quite holy to us, with many heads, each with sharp fang.
Are
Would
there
you rather,
others? Go ahead.
would you rather take your chances as one of us walking through here, or in battle against your master's pet?
My
don't-
friend, you assume I will join battle against the master's pet. I am not fool.
Oh, I completely understand. You are not fool. I am saying from our perspective. I do not expect you to join us.
Water does not concern me. I have ways of dealing with that. The question is, if this thing attacks us and we resist or fight back, will that potentially draw others? Are we free to cast spells and act as we please in that direction, or must we remain in complete stealth?
My girl, I am not predictor of future.
I just simply wish to know what we are up against. Do others of Razency's fold frequent that area or not?
This question I can answer. Not so frequent. There was one gathered mushrooms from side cave, I think, strange boy. But other than that, mostly just to feed the pet. Not so often.
Then I say we go that direction. If we need to sneak through the water, I can shove the water away for a time.
And
I agree. I think that sounds like a better idea.
well
Can
then,
you lead us this way?
I say we enter, and then disappear. Is that the plan?
He looks around to the rest of the group.
Certainly seems that way. I don't know. Helby, how does your magic work?
So, you and your companions, each creature you choose within 30 feet, including you, has a +10 to stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. Leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage. How does Helby describe it?
It just makes us all invisible. No one can hear us. No one can see us. We don't leave any footprints. But if anybody magical tries to detect us, they will see us.
I mean, they're definitely going to see me if they try to detect us. Magically, I mean. We
So
should
then-
try it.
Alright.
We'll talk to the guards that are just up this way, in front of the back door. Try to take their attention for a moment, and this is as far as Ismakal's help will go. From that point, you are on your own.
Understood.
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
All right.
Oh.
Helby, cast your spell.
Yeah,
I'll be
so
right-
mark up your second level spell slot.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of how this will look?
I think she would just sort of close her eyes and like put her hands either side of her, like her temples and her forehead, and just mutter something under her breath. and then just like this whoosh of air sort of surrounds them, and they are disguised
Okay.
or hidden rather.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say I look down at my hand and I can still see my hand,
Yeah.
and I look really worried.
I promise
So,
you, you're invisible.
let's do the stealth checks now. I'll do it as a group check, which means if half of you succeeded when there's a perception rolled, then the group succeeds. And we'll do the maths on adding 10 to it.
I mean, I was just gonna roll it. Like
Yeah,
that.
just.
Ha!
Oh, okay.
Oh,
32.
boy.
Crikey. Okay. And
plus 10.
Okay.
Oh my
okay.
god.
I'm just.
I know plus trace is amazing.
Do I mean, is Grammy included in this?
I don't think so. Your plan was
You're
to distract
already-
the guards.
Yeah.
I thought
Okay.
because you changed yourself already. I mean,
Yep.
you can come in.
Cool.
You're fine to join us, but you know.
Yep.
I mean, you know what? You could be affected by the spell, but not sneaking currently.
Okay.
That's possible.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you, Helby. Do you include Grammy or no? Pretty much.
Well, no, the offer's there. If Grammy wants to be included, I'm not going to disclude her.
I would just, if you're casting a spell, I would just include all of our allies,
Yeah.
and all it does is it means Grammy has the stealth option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want it?
So then it's kind of up to you if you're gonna sneak by or if you're gonna
I mean,
talk to guard.
I kind of want to just do the thing where I'm a snake person.
Okay. Good
Cool.
luck. Don't die.
Thank you.
So the group's going to split into two. Grammy's going to go with Ishmakal and pretend to be a snake lady, and then the rest of you want to try and sneak by. I guess Vossi needs to make a stealth check as well
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
with her plus 10.
I'm going to like ask Ishmakal to like just show. I mean, when we get there, to just show me where the others are going to need to go. Just if I need to find them. It's a terrible idea.
On Vossi's character sheet, it will just be a dexterity check.
Okay.
Yeah, because I assume that she doesn't have
No.
stealth as a skill.
So 21.
Okay, so 21, a 28, 26, and a 32. So top two, 28 and 32. Okay, cool. All right. So so Helby, you cast this. Do you cast it on? What did you decide with Grammy? Are you going to cast it on her?
No,
as
not
well?
on Grammy.
Yeah, because I.
Oh no, it wasn't Grammy. Sorry,
Yeah,
yes, no.
Yeah. She
Yeah, it's
will
just
still
like-
get
I'm
the
confused
spell.
now.
I think though it would probably not help with trying to appear to be a Yuan-Ti if you've got this veil of shadows and silence radiating.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh no, it masks Grammy. I think it's not like it switches on when you want to make a stealth check. I think it's like it does something
Okay.
to you, like it makes you almost invisible or
All right.
something,
All right, I'm just going to do this. One is going to be stealth. Okay, I'm going in as a snake person. Let's go.
All right,
Cool.
then.
Okay. So
Good luck.
Ishmakal like takes a deep breath, looks at Snake Grammy, and then looks at the rest of you or where you would be standing, but he completely like even from 10 feet away he struggles to be able to see you. And he just like says, "Is everybody ready?"
Yes.
I say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not here. I'm a ghost.
Okie doke. So
I say nothing. Nothing.
So Ishmakal and Grammy step out. Now, Grammy, you see an underground river heading off to the east. There are some canoes that are tied. There's 2 canoes that are tied here. I think from here you can see the you can't see that far down that way. And as you come around the corner, you see some of these boys. So these guys are like monstrously deformed. They're barely have any like semblance of humanity left.
The mom still loves them though.
Yes, their mum still thinks they're cute.
Yeah. My handsome little boy.
So Ishmael steps out and says, "Guards of Rassen Sea, it is I, Ishmael. I have returned." And I think he like, one of them turns, looks at him, and like kind of sniffs and hisses, and then like they both like look back behind him. So Ishmael looks back to you, Grammy, like kind of expecting you to introduce yourself.
My name is Kredash. I was led here by Ishmael.
Search for more puzzle cubes today was not successful. We come back. We wish to rest. And they don't really move. He just sort of stays like looking kind of militant, and like Ishmael like starts like just kind of pushing past essentially, and this thing like just like snarls and hisses a little bit, but doesn't move to attack. Now let's see, which door are you going to go for? Let me just think which door would be most likely for him to lead you to. Yeah, I think he would start heading this way. So you, Grammy, you see a door to the north, but he starts like heading westward down this way. And there are no attacks of opportunity as you walk past. So meanwhile, the rest of you, what's the plan now? You see these canoes, or you see this river heading eastwards?
Which way is the monster?
So the other way in that the guy was talking about was along this river to the east.
Everybody's muted.
Has Grammy,
sorry,
Grammy's
I was
gone this
talking.
way. Go ahead.
Please don't let me make this decision.
I was gonna say I don't really think that we can get these canoes away from those guys without them noticing.
No.
So I think we're just gonna have to wade through the water. The monster's somewhere over here, but as long as 1, it doesn't notice us, or 2, we notice it first, we can probably avoid it.
Okay, let's do that then.
So just let's be on high alert. And let's wade through the water. If we need to, we can like hold your head above water, but we might have to swim as well. So just be aware.
So I can cling to Vossi as well. She's a good swimmer.
Okay.
Can we tense this floating disc across the water?
Does it have what does it cost to cast it?
It's a ritual, or I can just cast it, I think.
No, that's not what I mean. What are the components for casting it?
BSM, drop of mercury.
Then they are gonna hear it.
Okay.
I think let's just wade through the water.
Yeah.
Or start swimming if we need to. But we'll just have to go slowly as we're stealth swimming. So, like, dog paddling only. No kicking your feet out, just like treading water type
Treading water,
situation.
yeah.
All right.
So this is my view token. Don't mind it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna get into the water if I can. I don't seem to be able to move. There we go. Oops.
I'm going to be holding on to the wall as I go around the edge.
Oh, I pinged. I didn't know I could do that. That's how you do it.
You learned a new skill. Hooray!
Yay! Sneaky, sneaky.
The music is appropriately tense.
Yeah.
Also, Jelly, I think if you click and drag, you can select both Vossi and your token at the same time.
Can I? Thank God.
Mhm.
It's been driving me crazy.
And then you can use the arrow keys to move around as well, once you have both of them selected.
Learning. Right, there's a passage here. We don't want to go up there, I'm assuming.
We probably should. We don't know where we are. We don't know how far to go.
It's true.
I was muted. Good grief. Sorry.
Oh no!
When you,
Were we
I
supposed
wonder
to
why you were
stop?
still moving. So when you get there, you see two things, Helby. You see to the east a cave entrance, and you see to the north the pet that was being spoken of, blocking the passageway. So there's, I think you see both the bottom and the top of it. Like if you're dipping underwater to swim at any point, like you see this base of its body that's like goes quite deep into the water, almost reaches the bottom. And then above the water, you see a writhing mass of enormous snake heads.
Yeah, we should not go that way.
Yeah.
I don't say that, but it's like as we're like treading water, carefully moving forward, we all pause, I think, see that, and then we just head for the cave.
Yeah.
What in the fjanden is this?
Okay, so stop there as well. Helby, as you go to enter this passageway, and like Ava, Aldrich, you get a bird, well not a bird's eye view, you get a perfect like front row seat view of this. A gloopy patch of slime drops from the ceiling onto you
Ew.
and begins to devour your flesh.
Oh, fun.
Can I use prestidigitation to get it off?
No.
Damn it!
No, not with that. Not with that spell.
Not with that tone.
So you will take immediately some damage from this.
Okie dokie.
This is acid damage. You take 7 acid damage, and you feel this like glooping onto you. It seems to be like eating into your armor, and more worryingly, your skin.
Can I run back to the water and wash it off?
Yes. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Or move stealthily back to the water and wash it off, I should say.
Can I get
Okay.
out my soap and rub it into the acid and neutralize it, since soap's an alkali and acid's an acid?
I think because this is like a creature, I think you can probably do some damage to it with that.
Yeah. I don't have any
Nice
soap.
weapon.
Yeah, so you're not gonna miss. So you're carrying around some soap, Aldrich.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I also carry on soap. What of it?
You're a very
Nothing
clean
wrong with being
adventurer, Greg.
clean.
I've got
Exactly.
look at my eye makeup and my fingernails. Like this, I scream. I keep good care of myself. A good prestidigitation is a spell.
Okay, so yes. I think let's just roll like a d10, and a 6 or above will be enough to destroy it straight away. By the way, Helby, also, could you make a Constitution saving throw to see if you yelp in pain when this
Oh,
when this
God.
happens?
Okay.
Okay, so you feel this like blinding pain as this starts to eat into your skin rapidly before Aldrich starts rubbing a bar of soap on you, I guess.
Yeah, I'd be like, I like do it, and I'm just like, yes, just like put the soap on you, and just kind of assume you're gonna take it. I think you've spent enough time with Aldrich to know that he's a bit weird, and he just kind of, if you need something and he has it, he just gives you it and doesn't say anything.
So, and with a 19 as well, you can just restrain, like you can swallow the yelp before it leaves your mouth.
Good.
So, yes, with a combination of getting back into the water stealthily and with Aldrich soaping you up, you managed to clean this stuff off just in time before it deals you some more damage.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I
so
love the
subs the
idea that
Helby.
now like just soap is swimming towards the creature there.
Yeah, there's a few bubbles making their way down.
Can I look up at this ceiling and see if I see any more of these acid things that are gonna drop?
Yeah. So
Is it Dark Souls or is it Bloodborne where you stick your head in wax to make yourself have a candle head so that you can't be blinded by something in the library?
yeah, Dark Souls 3.
That's what
yeah.
it feels
It's
like.
so brilliant that. Ava, make a perception check.
Okay, give me 1 second. I was looking at my spells. 19.
So actually, you see, your vision extends far enough as you take a look around now to hear, echoing in your mind the box text and also the answer to whether you see more slimes. So the passage. Sorry, let me get my measuring tool up. The passage widens into a cavern filled with fungi. Toadstools, puffballs, and other tuberous growths cover the walls and floor. Against the far wall, a malformed skeleton lies buried under a patch of buttery mold. A brass key hangs around its neck. So you, with your perception check, notice that mold is actually still alive and is a kind of a similar sort of life form to that slime.
But I don't see like any on like the ceiling.
No, you don't know. There's no others.
That should have been the only one, except I point to the skeleton. There's a skeleton through there. There's some fungus on it, but it's very much alive. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing that just fell on Helby.
I don't want that again. It wasn't nice.
We should feed it the soap.
We can possibly attack it. We could try to sneak by. There's a key on it, around the skeleton's neck, though. I don't know why it's there or if we need it.
I don't think we should attack it.
I think if we can get the key without disturbing the fungus, we should try. Otherwise, we press on.
I agree.
But if it is like the weight puzzle from earlier, take the soap and swap the key with the soap.
Aldrich, do you not have, what do wizards call it? Where you can create a hand of magical force.
Oh,
Could you not use that to get the key? While we keep our distance?
I will try. I will try. I must see if I can remember. Boop.
So you're gonna use Mage Hand and try and
Not from here.
fuck this key.
By
You
the
might need to
way.
get a little bit closer.
I don't want to be, because it has verbal components, so it will break your stealth. Just keep that in mind, Aldrich.
Yeah. Mage
But I do start to lead the way forward.
Matt Berry / Brian Blessed volumes of Mage Hand. Snake's like,
It
what
just-
was that noise?
I hold my hand up once I get to this point, and I lean back and I whisper, "It's a dead end here. We are going to have to pass the monster."
But we will have the key, so that is okay.
I shrug. I have no idea.
I'm just trying to think of what the key might be for. Like, do we have to pass we have to pass the monster?
It'd be better to have it though and not need it rather than need it and not have it.
Yes, I agree. I think we have to pass the monster. I think that's the only way. It's the only way we do it. Okay. I will mage hand the key.
I was trying to figure out how this will affect, because you're right, you're now making noise. Let me reread Pass Without Trace. Well, a veil of shadows and silence, masking you and your companions from detection. So
Silence.
I think it won't change your stealth roll from before casting
Yeah.
this spell. So yes, where are you going to stand when you're doing Mage Hand?
30 feet away.
Good answer. Okay, so when you do this, you pluck the key from this corpse. It's a Yuan-Ti corpse. It's kind of similar.
The mage
to,
hand is actually Beatrice.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah. So like a shadowy raven.
I just like click my fingers and Beatrice just like disappears from my shoulder, appears at the thing, and then flies back with the key.
Yeah,
like that a
and
lot.
you successfully pick this key up, and as you do so, like the yellow mold like erupts into a cloud of spores, but you're standing too far back for it to affect you. So you collect Aldrig one brass key.
Okay, I will write it on my character sheet, as I will do with all of the further experience that I will get.
Please do, because I have a terrible memory. In the
Was that
meantime, let's
brass key.
yeah, brass key. Let's flip back to Graemy. Let's see what totally safe situation she'll get herself into. So you, Graemy, continue down this passageway following Ishmakal. And here the passageway broadens into a chamber. A campfire casts warm light over this cavern. Heaps of dead grass and palm fronds are scattered about, and the muddy floor is pitted with footprints. So you see somebody humanoid, but with more snake features than Ishmakal. You see another one of these malformed hissing creatures that seem to be used as guards. And you see several Chilton humans as well that are not having a nice day. They appear to be being, well, you see this Yuan-Ti like watching over them as they work. They're like covered in sweat. I think you see one of them in the back that's like picking away at the wall, trying to chip off some stone, and their hands are like quivering, shaking, like they can barely lift their pickaxe at this point. Yeah, and Ishmakal will hail the Yuan-Ti in the room and say, "Hello there, Isaac. I returned from another day of seeking some of these cubes. More tricks about in the city of Omo, it seems." And Isaac is like, "Yes, well, someone with better skill than you, Ishmakal, would probably be able to surpass the traps, but from you I expect nothing better." And Ishmakal is like, "Well, at least I go out and try to expand our influence in the city. I don't just stand here, hands down my trousers all day watching these slaves work, doing nothing myself. Watch what you say, Ishmakal. You may regret your words one day. And I see you have another with you." Obviously referring to Graemy. "Have I seen you around here before,
I don't think you have. Kridash is the name.
Sorry, did you say you do or you don't think?
I don't think you have.
Ah, another joining our fine clan, I see. Good. I hope you are stronger than Ishmakal, and you may be better able to serve our lord.
I just kind of bow my head.
Well, as lovely as it is to stand here and chat, Isaac, some of us actually have plans to do things today other than stand around, so we'll be on our way. Not a moment too soon, Ishmakal. And, you know, creatures often feel the opposite as the life is snuffed from their eyes by Isaac. I hope that, of course, you live many long, happy days yourself, of course. And shoddy threat made, you make your way towards this door, which Ishmakal like pushes on. Doesn't seem to be locked. He like flings it open. And inside you see, Gramey, what appears to be a storeroom. And a enormous snake taking up most of the passageway. And I think actually we're a couple of minutes early, but I think that's where I'm going to call it today. We'll end with this like image of this door being flung open, and then I think this snake was like coiled and mostly facing the other way. And the last shot that we'll get today is like it spins into action and like slithers, and like its enormous head like extends and is like looking through the door unpleasantly close. And yeah, that's where we'll leave it for today.
Awesome.
Cool.
Very cool.
That is cool. All right. Well, Derek, thank you so much as always for running the game for us.
No, you.
Look, we don't run the game.
Yeah. All right.
No, my pleasure, man. My pleasure. You did lots of stuff I didn't expect today, which was fun for me. It was cool. I can tell you guys, you are now in chapter 4, by the way. So chapter 1 was Port Nyanzaru, chapter 2, the enormous chapter, was the jungle. Chapter 3, you began, and then you've promptly moved on to chapter 4.
We're like, fuck chapter 3.
Yeah, so chapter 3 is
Chapter
the
3
city
sucked.
itself. So yeah.
I
And
heard there's
you-
only 3 chapters, so this is all new to me.
All right. Well, with that cool image, let's do some shoutouts. Right? Let's do some shoutouts. Hey Derek, you as our game master, can we find you anywhere else, perhaps on this site?
You can find me on my shiny new channel name. I did a name change today, so I'm now twitch.tv/DirkyDirk. So I can be found over there I'm kind of 50-50. I think I'm going to stream this week. But yeah, I normally do like some point and clicks and puzzle games and RPGs, anything with a good story. So I'm doing Vampire the Masquerade at the moment as a Tremere, my first playthrough.
Beautiful.
It's been pretty fun. I've been really enjoying that game. It's very cool. It like I think of myself as like some kind of dark lord with a soft, fluffy inner. So it does like scratch that dark lord itch that I have, which has been cool. So yeah, I'll probably do that on Sunday.
Awesome. Speaking of vampire people, Phil. I don't know. I know.
It's me, the dark. It's me,
Speaking
the
of
dark
Dark
Lord
Lords,
with a
yes.
So I've been reminded that I do rock music during the week. Someone messaged me on Instagram and was like, You got me through the last 3 months with your rock music because they bought all my music. So they do some awesome sculpting and stuff like that. Can I shout them out? I will find them just quickly on Instagram because they do some awesome models. I think I shared with you guys the Chibi Tiamat a long time ago. And it's made by this person who is super cool and like she's an insanely talented artist. So she messaged me earlier today and was like, your music got me through. So I'm just gonna put this in the chat. Like, go and give Maga Dragons a follow. She's an insanely talented artist. Speaking of insanely talented artists,
Jelly.
Yeah.
thank you, Josh, by the way.
How are you doing, Jelly? Any
I'm
shout
alright.
outs?
No.
All right.
I heard somebody got a new drawing tablet.
Oh,
So
yes, somebody did. Oh my god, I spent all day today drawing on it. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm a very
Yeah.
lucky girl. It was a birthday present, I should say. Not till next week.
You have artistic designs, artistic plans with it. What are you gonna make?
I don't know yet. I'm just having fun drawing on it at the moment and like practicing.
Evil
Yeah.
symbols.
Yes, I'm summoning demons with my new drawing tablet.
Use me for inspiration.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
I just
can
imagine you
draw-
summoning a bunch of bills.
Oh god.
I
If
was
you don't follow my
thinking D&D fan
Instagram.
arts.
Yeah, D&D fan
Absolutely.
arts. Yeah,
Do it.
definitely. But yeah, no, it's very cool. Like I say, I'm a very lucky girl.
No.
Ah well. You know, we were talking about, well, talented artists. You know which talented artist is on call here with us today, right? Except Jelly.
Yes, I know you're talking about me. Thank you. So hey, yeah, I'm Astini. I stream over at twitch.tv/Astini. Thank you so much, Blurk, for already shouting me out. I've started playing Shadowrun Hong Kong. I mentioned at the start of the stream I'm playing a rigger named Queen Bee, and she's great. I love her.
I'm so excited for you because I fucking love that game. Like, excuse my language, but I absolutely love all of this Shadowrun games. I think that's so sick.
They're really good. I already played Shadowrun Returns. I haven't played Dragonfall because I don't own it. But now I'm playing Hong Kong, and so far it's real fun. I like it a lot. So I'm playing that on Thursdays. My other games are kind of up in the air because I just finished The Witcher 2 a little while ago. I finished the Sherlock games. So now I'm kind of in this space where I've finished a bunch of games. I'm not ready to start anything super intense. So it's just like, what do I fill the time with? Today I might be playing Viscera Cleanup Detail or
Nice.
puzzly stuff. I don't know. Something. We'll be streaming in about a half hour. So if you want to come hang out, I'll be there.
Yeah, it's really worth it. Plus, you do like monthly Twitch Sync streams right now, right?
Yeah, the next one's gonna be on the 18th. Sometimes I do them more often, like sometimes on Fridays if I feel like it. But since I'm doing Shadowrun, I probably won't next month until I beat it because it's so much reading and voice acting. I can't. I can only
Yeah.
do like one of those things a week max because it just kills my voice.
I
Absolutely.
totally understand the voice kill thing. Ugh.
Yeah. And I also do a weekly art stream on Wednesdays. And Derek, I have a question for you. What prompted the name change?
I've been thinking about one. I guess I was thinking the other day, man, Zoolander came out in 2001. Like, how to let it go. So I thought I'd kind of drop that bit. Also,
Change your name to
I like it when
Elsa.
people call me Durkee. I don't know why. So I changed my profile
It's
pic as well.
cute.
I got rid of the
It is
Zoolander,
pretty cute.
We like the Durkee.
We need a chibi Dirk icon for
Oh
you
my
instead
God.
of this
Oh,
instead of
I
this
know.
dribbly faced nonsense.
Perfect. I'm gonna I'm gonna have to throw you back into my pool of who to draw when I do the draw random username because you're no longer Wet Derek's. Your name means something different now.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can have a Dirk Derp Chibi.
Who to draw?
Everything I've ever hoped for.
Who to draw just made me reminded me of coup de grace, and I think maybe there's something in that. Who to draw? Coup de grace. I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I'll get back to you.
All
I'll
right.
talk to some people. I'll send my people to talk to your people. We'll figure it out.
All right. Now I just imagine you have like a corporation of people who just create dad jokes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I was I actually, you know, I just total side note. I had some Chaos Cultists because I'm playing Necromunda delivered the other day, and I found out if you I was just talking to the postman, and I found out if you rearrange the letters of postman, they get really annoyed.
Yeah. Yep.
That's,
I hate
that's
you
dad
so
joke.
All right.
I hate
All
you
right.
so much.
Well. Anyway, if you would like to hear more of my voice, then, well, first of all, we will be back next week. But other than that, I do stream each Tuesday and Wednesday. And then also, usually I start 2 hours before the game with some D&D prep. Next week, we're probably going to be specifically talking about a persistence setting I used in close to all my Vampire the Masquerade games so far. So, well, I think that's it. I'm just going to click a button, and I think Chris is still on, doing some Slay the Spire, so...
Yeah.
Let's rate Chris, show him some
Nice.
love. Alright,
Yay.
if you do have some snow chickens... Also, to address something, Divine, I know you really want a Hydropocalypse, but I need to sleep because I have work tomorrow, and I won't sleep if I actually do it for like at least 2 hours. So I'm sorry, it's not happening today. Alright. If you would like to show Crizzle that you are part of this raid, please copy the message I'm putting into chat right now. And well, I'll see you there. Have an awesome rest of your week, everyone. This is where
Bye,
you say
everybody.
bye. This is where you say bye.
Bye.
Bye.